Hello. Why are you so big? I didn't even think about it until just now. But didn't I? I did not normally have it this big. Or in full screen. Wait, shit. Boop, boop. That's not correct. Whatever, I'll just do full screen. And fix it. Anyway. How are you guys today? Wah, wah, wah. Oh yeah. Aha. Cool. Anyway. There. Back. Let's go. Yeah, we're gonna read lore today, I think. Master cores are instruments of power containing astral energy that belong to one of the 6 elements. 5 of these master cores, those with earth, water, fire, wind, and light, are loaned to Rinnan lords at the time of the crown contest. Only the dark master core is maintained inside the Forbidden Zone until the Rinnas Alma is ready to be reformed, its existence kept top secret. Underneath a master core's spherical outer layer is a force field crystal used for the purpose of astral energy containment and stabilization. Inside the force field, astral energy is stored in a dormant state. For the duration of their tenure, each lord competes in the crown contest to amass their allotted type of astral energy. In the event of an emergency, each lord may be allowed to withdraw from their respective stock of astral energy as necessary. However, the extent allowed is determined based on their own individual strength. Addendum 1, design flaws have been discovered in how the Rinnas Alma materializes. Be advised that active master cores may resonate with other master cores located in close proximity and become unstable. Addendum 2. Due to successful regeneration of the Rinnas Alma, master cores will cease to be deployed and the crown contest will be permanently halted. Huh. Crazy. Spirit cores are end terminals used for the collection of astral energy. When embedded in a biological subject, it establishes connections throughout its body. These connections are used to amass astral energy generated from physical activity, which is then emitted from the host body itself. Because this emitted energy is prone to diffuse, the host must be placed within range of a spirit vessel for the energy to be collected. This means that Danans must be employed to harvest the astral energy for the purpose of the crown contest. Given the difficulty in producing them, it is advised that spirit cores be retrieved from host bodies and reused upon their death. Spirit cores can also be embedded in Zeugles to control them via astral arts. Addendum: increased physical load on a host body tends to produce increased astral energy emissions. Final confirmation of ideal workload to impose on host bodies without inducing death for maximum astral energy yields is still pending. Wacky. I feel like we already kind of knew some of that though. So, not too crazy, I guess. Does add some context to some things. The Sovereign. The Sovereign acts as Lenegus's central control device for the spirit channeling ceremony. Each one is granted level 2 authority and an ID crest. A Danan subject serves as the base of its creation. In theory, ideal candidates possess equal affinity for every astral element. However, such aptitude is statistically rare to uncover within real-world conditions. As a result, most subjects die during the adjustment period, and stability is not guaranteed for those who survive it. This instability, coupled with the Sovereign's powers of astral manipulation, pose a high risk to the security of Lenegus if left unchecked, aka Alphen. As such, stabilization measures must be put in place via the support mechanism when utilizing the Sovereign in the Spirit Channeling Ceremony. Addendum 1. No effective alternate methods to perform the ceremony have been found. Trials on Danon subjects are authorized to continue. Addendum 2. Unit 2 adjustments are a success. Subsequent adjustments are to be put on hold while extended observation takes place. Okay. The Maiden acts as the sovereign support mechanism for the Spirit Channeling Ceremony. Each one is granted level 2 authority and an ID crest. A Renin subject serves its functions, providing the Sovereign with the supplemental Dark Astral it lacks in tandem with the Renis Alma. During the ceremony, it is partly responsible for astral energy conversion, as well as maintaining stability over the Sovereign's own powers. Additionally, the degree of intimacy between it and the Sovereign has been observed to positively impact the level of stability in both subjects. Which is good, because Alphen and Shion are very intimate. Or maybe it's bad, I don't know. Because of this, trial activations of the Sovereign without the Maiden present are expressly forbidden. And furthermore, neither the Sovereign nor the Maiden are to be informed about the details of the Spirit Channeling plan. Addendum 1. Mental instability in the Maiden has been deemed the cause of the past Sovereign's rampancy. Countermeasures must be considered. Addendum 2. In line with plan adjustments, the current subject will have its Maiden registration revoked and be returned to its original household. I assume that was Shion. Lords. Each crown contest, 5 of the best qualified members of the Renin populace are chosen to act as lords, vying to serve as the next sovereign. During their tenure, they are granted level 3 authority as well as one of 5 elemental realms to administer, and its corresponding master core. They are also assigned an ID crest indicating their designated element. The selection process is based only on astral artistry and physical and mental aptitude. Other variables, such as age, have no bearing whatsoever. Because only the strongest go on to become lords, the position itself does not inherently make an individual any stronger. It should be noted, however, that lords are not the only individuals capable of drawing out a Master Core's powers. All Renins must take part in the selection process, and acceptance of the position is mandatory. It is not allowed for those deemed suitable to decline. Furthermore, in the event that an acting lord is incapacitated and can no longer serve in their position, a replacement must be quickly prepared. Neat. Unique Adjustment Indexed Test Subject Report. The following is a report on the second successful case of Sovereign Test Subject Experimentation, aka Volron. Test subject number 10105, given named Volron, generation not available, or not applicable. Unique Adjustment Index, ethnicity not applicable. That's all it ever says. It's their favorite fucking term. Although subject possesses high latent potential, it exhibits significant mental instability along with a strong distaste for following orders. As such, the risks it poses surpass even those of the last successful subject, itself a failure, and is therefore under consideration for disposal. Damn. Addendum. This is the first successful case in 300 years. Previously mentioned risk factors are now mitigated due to established control protocols. Subject is to be evaluated under the assumption that Plan 2 will proceed and will be dispatched to Dana under the guise of serving as a lord. Okay. So basically, because it takes forever to make a successful sovereign, they just said fuck it. Even though he's a psycho. Sedative mask. Oh, here we go. A device covering the wearer's whole face that restricts their mental activity. It was developed for the purpose of pacifying prisoners. Medical applications are also recognized, particularly as a means of preventing patients from sustaining mental trauma. Which is why now we use it on us. However, doing so is not recommended as prolonged use of the device carries the risks of inducing a number of adverse side effects. Addendum. Due to the loss of production facilities incurred from the partial destruction of Linagus, additional devices will no longer be manufactured. Brainwashing report. After receiving reports of a robust new form of rule emerging in Dana's water realm, a study was commissioned to investigate the matter in depth. This system is unique in that it elevates only the Lord as the supreme authority while delegating both Renins and Danans alike to enslavement. Test subject number 10105 serves as the realm's current lord and has achieved this without the use of any special powers, drugs, or special devices. Rather, it has done so by sheer governance. Given this method's effectiveness at population control, monitoring of the situation will continue. Addendum 1. Collapse of cognitive facilities via extreme mental repression rooted in violence and fear has proven to be key to this style of rule. Once a subject loses its autonomy, they become desensitized to fear and subsequently cease to prioritize even their own personal safety. Though such a state is ill-suited for commanding officers, it remains an effective way to cultivate disposable infantry and slaves for manual labor. Addendum 2. Soldiers in Lenegis who have undergone this treatment will be asked to secure classified sectors as a trial. The results will be monitored. Great. They'll love to hear it. Lenegis, a large-scale astral energy converter that primarily converts the elemental composition of Dana's astral energy and transmits it to Rena. Activation and control of astral energy conversion is achieved by placing the Sovereign Maiden and Renis Alma within the central core of Lenegis. It is comprised of classified and essential personnel residence zones around a large conduit along with a defensive layer surrounding them. This outer layer is deployed upon activation, unlocking the central conduit while simultaneously functioning as the stabilization mechanism. Due to its design, deployment of the outer layer is expected to cause damage to residential zones. However, because that only takes place during the final stage of the spirit channeling ceremony, no contingency plan is to address said damage is needed. Until that phase, Lenegis serves as the central base of operations for the management and execution of the crown contest on Dana. Warning, any personnel with level 3 authority or lower is strictly forbidden from the classified zone. Any violators will be immediately executed. Detachable Harvester. A massive spirit vessel placed on Dana for the spirit channeling ceremony. It serves as the tip of Lenegis' conduit from which it separates. Upon landing in Danan waters, it extends two sets of conducting pathways, the vertical pathways connecting to the center of Dana. Meanwhile, the horizontal pathways proceed to envelop the entire surface of Dana. Once activated, it links to the biological spirit vessels placed in each realm, efficiently harvesting the planet's astral energy en masse. The accumulated energy is then transmitted to Rena via Lenegis. Because construction and adjustment take place in the Forbidden Zone's regulator area, Lenegis' outer layer must be deployed prior to launch. Intended to function semi-autonomously, only maintenance personnel are expected to manually interface with it when necessary. No other personnel is required for it to function. Addendum 1. Detachable Harvester 1 was lost on Dana after exploding due to the rampancy exhibited by the Sovereign. Addendum 2. Detachable Harvester 2's landing point will remain the same as that of the previous model. This is due to the explosion of the previous model, which altered the planetary topography, enabling easier connections to the center of Dana. Oh, crazy. Well, there we go, I guess. And notice this area will now be shut down as the project proceeds to the final phase. Oh boy. Showing Lenegis structures, you can see pipes for transporting astral energy sticking out of them. It's showing this room's equipment, and it hasn't been used in a long time. What's this? An operating table. Many subjects undoubtedly never came back alive from their operations on this. Brutal. Alright, well, there you go. That's our big lore dump. What's in here? Is there more lore dump? No. Does not seem like it. Okay. Alright, well, I guess I'll double check over here before we leave. Aha! A secret. 3 life bottles. Neat. A room unchanged over 3 centuries. It's like time itself has stopped here. Cool. All right, onward. Another memory. A whole chain of them, even.
Naori, I...
Don't talk. I have to do this. I gave you my word.
And the more we remember, the more we forget.
The next time you open your eyes, you'll be home.
But you...
My place is here with my people. I still have a duty to fulfill. I'm sorry for what you've endured. Rena never should have dragged you into this. It's not your burden to bear.
But...
The mask contains a sedative. It should keep your mind from tearing itself apart any further. Let yourself go to sleep. This should help with the pain. Time to go, Elfin. Farewell.
And then we slept on Earth for 300 years, yay.
His injuries are worse than I thought. Short-term treatment isn't going to cut it. I'll have to switch the healing pod to long-term hibernation mode.
That was very long term.
The chance of surviving hibernation's less than 10%?
Uh-oh. Good thing we survived.
Long-term use of the mask carries a high risk of damaging his mind and nervous system.
Well, it sure did do that.
But...
Breath of the Wild.
If I don't head back, Lenegis will be nothing but ashes. And this starship along with it. I don't know if I can fulfill my promise to you, Alphen. But if doing this will grant you even the slightest chance, I have to try.
It worked, so good job.
I hope it's enough.
It was.
Please, live for me, Alphen.
And that's how we got back to Dana. Kind of is, actually. I didn't even notice that. It's been so long since we've seen it.
It must have been from when Naori helped Alphen escape Lenegis.
She sure went above and beyond the call of duty.
Even with Lenegis crumbling down around her, she chose to stay put with her people.
So that's why you lost your memories and sense of pain, and why you were asleep for that whole time. It was all the result of one agonizing decision Naori made to save your life.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't even be alive today. I owe her everything. More than I could ever hope to repay.
Now that you know how she felt, how do you plan on honoring her wishes?
We're gonna save everybody.
She kept her promise. If the Renan people she fought so desperately to protect are at risk from a malevolent force, then I owe it to her to carry on her fight.
Yeah.
Naori was the one who put that mask on me. And made me Iron Mask.
She did it to prevent your soul from tearing itself apart. She knew you might lose your memories and sense of pain as a result. But more than anything, she wanted you to survive. And you did.
Yeah. Alright. Next area. Don't know how long we got until like the final fight of this Lenegis. Depending on when that looks like a boss room. Maybe not. There's other places to go. Okay. Never mind. Can we just go? Heavy treat. I was hoping there'd be like a healing circle. Nope. I'll use a the gel if I gotta. That door was very Grandia. You go into each pod to fight the last 8 Red Masters. No!
We've seen this in one of Naori's memories.
Of course. After 300 years, this is where it was held. The spirit channeling ceremony.
Yeah.
This is where the Renis Alma was.
Where is it now? Where's Red Lady?
So this is the place where you and Naori...
The Renis Alma isn't here now. Nor is the Red Woman, it seems.
Unless...
I know it's difficult, Alphen, but there will be time to dwell on the past later. For now, we need to keep moving. Come on.
Ooh. Whoa!
Naori.
What is this? Is it the work of Dana's will again?
What if it was Naori's will the whole time?
It's been a year since the ceremony.
Oh, just a year, you say.
That day, I shut away inside of myself the power that caused Alphen to lose control. Since then, my visions of the future have grown more and more fearsome.
Is this another memory? No, it's different this time. It's like she's speaking directly to us.
Captain's log. Star date. 299 years ago.
Not so much as a day passes when I don't think about it. About what was done to us. All in the name of a ceremony. The purpose of which we were never even told. As Sovereign, they linked Alphen's consciousness to Lenegis itself. The Renis Alma was intended to control his power, lest anything should slip through its cracks. That day, as Maiden, my role was to temper his power. I was meant to guide it forth, and give shape to the strength inside of him.
Linked to Lenegis itself? But then, everything that's been happening...
But that power showed me a vision. A vision
The thorns.
Of when I realized that vision was a prophecy of the apocalypse we were about to unleash, I couldn't go through with it. But without a maiden, the ceremony was doomed. Alphen lashed out, his consciousness no longer his own. I did what I could. Using my abilities as the maiden, I tried to seal that power away inside of me. But it was too late. Lenegis had already been brought to its knees. Thousands upon thousands of lives so cruelly snuffed out. All because of me. Because of what I had done.
What did you do? How did you cause it? Or are you just saying you fucked up and that's what caused
With
it?
the destructive force now slumbering inside of me, I knew I had to find a way to dispose of it. Anything to make up for my failure. But I didn't know how.
So how did it end up in Shion?
Especially since that power was astral energy itself.
Mm-hmm.
In which case, ironically enough, the Renis Alma seemed to be my best bet.
Okay.
That at least would hold the astral energy dormant. Assuming that no malevolent third party got to it first.
Right.
With the Sovereign and Maiden's combined power, perhaps I could shift the chaotic energy inside me into the Renis Alma instead.
I see.
That's what I hoped, but alas, it was not to be.
Things went
Renis
fucky.
Alma was lost, and Alphen the Sovereign was in a starship bound for Dana. My only choice was to seal away the destructive force inside of me using my powers as the Maiden, to buy the world what little time I could. The time needed for a new Renis Alma to be crafted, and for a new Sovereign to appear. even if by doing so, it meant I would be passing the curse onto my descendants as well.
I see.
Please, forgive me. I never meant to burden the future world with this threat too. I only wish
Yeah.
that there was something more I could have done.
Wait, you can't just...
Naori.
That message just now, was it directly from Naori? Or was it the Dahnan voice speaking through her?
I think it was, if anything, it was Naori speaking to the Dahnan voice slash, I don't know, some leftover astral energy in this thingy. What the fuck? Oh, we have the outfits on.
What?
Crazy.
These are the clothes that Naori and I wore during the ceremony 3 centuries ago.
So you're saying this is the maiden's outfit?
Yeah.
That's right. These clothes are designed to resonate with the Sovereign and Maiden's abilities. They focus and enhance them.
I don't.
And they appeared now because...
Naori
Do
must
they
have
have
looked
to
them
look
here
so
for the
fancy
new
though?
Sovereign and Maiden,
I don't feel
knowing
like that's a
the day would come
requirement.
when they would need them in their fight against the Thorns.
These outfits are directly linked to the answers we've been chasing this whole time. If they're here, it must mean it was Naori's will for us to find those answers as well.
Locating the Renis Alma would allow us to neutralize the dark astral energy inside Shion, thereby silencing her thorns. Is that what Naori's suggesting?
It makes sense. After all, Master Cores and Spirit Vessels are both able to prevent the astral energy inside them from developing sentience.
Yeah.
By that logic,
Hmm.
it would stand to reason that the Renis Alma would have the same ability on a larger scale.
We have a
Pretty much
maiden
our only
sovereign.
hope. Our only lead, I guess.
Now all we need is the Renis Alma, and we'll finally be able to free you of your thorns.
Now, getting that is the problem.
Shion.
Because Red Lady
It's possible?
and maybe
You
Voron.
really think so?
I do. We can rid you of your thorns and stop the world from falling to oblivion.
However, the spirit channeling ceremony already failed once. Even if our goal is different this time, we can't be sure the same thing won't happen again. We should take care not to be too optimistic.
You're right. It's the barest sliver of a chance. But if there's even the slightest hope it can work, I'm willing to stake everything I've got on it.
I know it's too early to let myself feel relieved, but I just can't seem to help it.
We're gonna do it.
Just hearing there's the slightest chance, even though I know the world's still in great peril. It's selfish of me, I know, but still.
It's okay to be happy.
No, it isn't. You found hope to believe in. It'd be strange if you weren't over the moon about it.
Rinwell's right. We can rid you of your curse and still
The
save
moon
the
that we're
world
standing
at the
on?
same time.
In? That we're standing
you.
in?
Naori entrusted us with the fate of all humanity. Now, it's up to us to prove that trust was well placed.
It's time to save
Starting with a
the
little game called
motherfucking
Hunt the
day.
Renaissance.
Yeah, we've come all this way. Now we just need to search Lenegis and Rena until we find it.
Yeah.
Easy.
We can protect the world and save Shion at the same time.
I too shall lend my services. My knowledge of Renan lore is bound to be a useful asset.
And they say modesty is dead.
Miracles just seem to follow wherever you go, huh?
How do you know it's me they're following? We're all in this together, Shion. You included.
Now,
Now let's get moving, shall we? Last I heard, we had an apocalypse to stop.
yeah. Where
Thank you, Naori.
do the lady be, though? That's my question.
So Naori sealed away the power that made me lose control of myself. She stopped my rampage and saved my life. But then, that power she'd sealed away was passed down to you. I'm so sorry, Shion. It's my fault that you're cursed.
You're wrong. What happened to you was because of the ceremony and Naori's attempt to stop Oblivion. You paid a heavy price for it, and then fell asleep for 300 years. The reason you lost your memories.
It's the reason for your curse.
The thorns.
It all leads back to them. But once they're gone, we can finally put an end to all this.
When my thorns are gone, I never dared to dream that such a thing could be possible. No, the truth is, I think maybe I've always been dreaming.
The power of
About a
waking.
life without my thorns. The touch of my family. Or playing with my friends. Holding hands with Rinwell. Or giving Law a deserved smack. Embracing everyone. All the normal things that people do together. I always wished I could experience them for myself.
You hear that,
and
Rinwell? She wants to hold
finally
her
know what
hand.
they were like.
Maybe you
Is
got a
it
chance.
really okay for me to believe it can happen? I'm so scared of getting my hopes up. What if it doesn't work out in the end, and...
That's not going to happen. I'm here to make sure it won't. Forget fate or destiny or anything else. We're going to live a normal life. There are a lot of things you still want to do, right?
Yeah,
Like go to Applebee's and
you're right. It's
get that
such a
under the table foot
strange feeling.
job.
I know that we've still got plenty of fighting up ahead. And it's for my sake. So I can live.
You're worth fighting for.
I believe you, Alphen.
Good. I'll keep on fighting. For as long as it takes. Until our future is finally in our hands.
Man, Impelled Down was such a good One Piece arc. And Order 7, obviously. Shion. Got a new emblem. Cool. Let's buy stuff. Wow. 640, 600, 560. That's probably the cheapest. Yeah. Okay. 840, 480. I assume that's the cheapest. 480 there as well. 600, 480. Yep. Boop. We'll buy these two and complete that, which gives her a plus 10 attack bonus. 600. He doesn't have a lot, so buy one of these. Nope. 600. 560. Buy two of these. Law 600. 560. Okay, so we'll buy this 560, complete that, give him plus 20 elemental attack, and that's all you can afford. So let's see, we can only buy one thing for Kisara, but they all complete a thingy, so that's kind of cool. I guess we'll get this because it's the cheapest, and she gets plus 10 defense. Dodale Arthalis, a sword given to the chosen sovereign that draws out all of their latent powers so as to carry out the spirit channeling ceremony. Gam Arthalis, ceremonial guard given to the chosen sovereign, granting them the endurance to withstand the immense power of the spirit channeling ceremony. Laze Fiarkis, I don't know, I don't speak French. Fiarkis. Ceremonial garb given to the chosen maiden capable of interfering with astral energy. It's worn to contain the sovereign's power.
Sounds like this Naori chick had quite the big heart.
Her position demanded nothing less. From the sound of things, she didn't focus on differences, least of all those between Renans and Danans.
Yeah. It was Naori who first showed me that such a thing was even possible. And then she saved my life by sending me back home to Dana.
Not only that, but she willingly stayed behind on Lenegis for the sake of her people.
There's no
It sounds
way
like
you're
she was
taking
quite the hero,
Naori's
all right.
heart.
A truly caring person.
It's as if walls meant nothing to her. The one separating the Renans from the Danans, or herself from others. She had no need for them.
Which basically meant that she never had anything to break down in the first place, huh? Yeah. I think you may be right about that.
Whoa.
You inherited that legacy.
Rose of
Your
Red
wish for the
typical
world.
cutscenes are smart.
Don't I know it?
She's kind of like a lodestar guiding our way, showing us what we can aspire to.
All right, where are we going? Please give me a healing circle. I know that there's a lot of story to do here, but I was not expecting Lenegis to be like 80% cutscenes, I'm not gonna lie. It does kind of make how quickly we got to the end not so bad, because they're explaining a lot of stuff now. Big door.
That's quite some door, all right. This might finally be it. The heart of the beast.
The belly of the shark.
We'll find the Renis Alma and the Red Woman inside, right?
This is clearly a
After
boss
everything
door.
we've been through to get here, they damn well better be.
We'll probably be needing you to open this one for us, Sovereign.
Okay.
Go for it, Alphen.
Open Sesame. Meow.
This is it, guys. Time to see what secrets are in store.
Oh boy. What could it be? Could be anything. Oh, cool. We do get a healing thingy. Sweet. Thanks, game.
We're a long way from the residential quarters now. It looks completely
We're in the
different.
core.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, this place, it reminds me more of being back inside the wedge.
Yeah.
Except the Danon astral energy feels even stronger here.
In a portion of the city reserved purely for the Renin Sovereign.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he just has strange tastes?
No.
This place looks like it has been here for quite some time now. If its design were a matter of personal preference, we would be talking from centuries ago. Or perhaps even further back. Still, this isn't the sort of decadence of taste spoken of in artistic circles. So what is it then?
Hold up, decadence? Artistic circles?
When a preference is indulged
All
to
these
its
squares make a
extreme,
circle.
it descends into kitsch, eccentricity for the sake of it. I'd be happy to illuminate you further.
Not the
That
time,
depends.
Dohalim.
Does it involve you buying me lunch?
Whoa.
The void that art fills isn't the stomach, it's the soul.
In that case, I'll let you know the next time my soul starts to rumble.
Now all we need is something to fill up the void inside your head.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-bow. Hey. Yay. I'm healed. Nothing can possibly go wrong.
Volron.
Oh, that's uncomfortable. Maybe he's into it. Oh,
And there's the
you know, it's hovering
Renaissance.
over his dick. Maybe there's some like
Then, is this another spirit
stuff
channeling
going on.
ceremony?
he's kind of mumbling.
Wait though, something doesn't seem right here.
What's he saying?
Once more, the powers must be united. Born from the fires of chaos, the world does seek its rightful state. All must be sacrificed in the heart of Rena, at the shrine of the true sovereign.
Mm-hmm.
What has happened to him? He's lost himself, reduced to a mere cog in a machine.
Hey look, over there.
Isn't that the Maiden's Crest?
Number 15, Burger King foot lettuce. The last thing you want in your Burger King burger is foot lettuce. But as it turns out, that might be what you
It
get.
looks like it's still running, but are we already too late to stop the ceremony?
Yes.
If that's what
Probably.
caused Lenegis' transformation, And the purpose of the ceremony must have been to drain all the astral energy out of Dana.
But for what purpose? What could possibly need astral energy on that sort of scale?
Big.
But whatever it is,
Bad.
I'll bet it's connected to those visions of oblivion.
Uh,
Regardless, we cannot stand by and let them steal Dana's energy. That
Word.
said, we should retrieve the Renaissance. Because right now, we need that most of all.
He's not gonna lunge at us out of nowhere, right?
Dumber Difteen. Durgerdeen Dodetis. Ah, Red Lady!
So we finally found you. I have a lot of questions for you.
Wait!
What?
Oh no.
Face?
There's more! It's just like in the OP. She can shadow clone. And she's got high heels. Cool.
What is this?
She's like fucking. She went
Are they?
It can't be.
Kamen Rider
Are
on
they
us.
even people?
It's hard to know for sure, but I think they're the true rulers of Rena.
Mayhaps. Let's fight. Red woman, red woman, red woman. Uh-oh.
Not feeling particularly.
Whoa.
It's no use, Elfin. If we don't fight, we may as well be sitting just here.
Good point.
Whoa.
Before this gets out of hand.
Shield from calamity.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Peck you to death? Oh, I don't like birds for a reason. Ow.
Take this. This one's all mine.
Depends where. Oh no. Aha! Nerd. Okay. Ah! They're kind of going crazy. Bam, bam. Yo! Ow! You dick! Ow! Okay. Having them bunched up together is actually great for us because we can hit multiple at once.
Another incantation ruined.
Hey, like this. Ooh, and I'm looking dapper as fuck while doing it. Uh-oh. I unseparated them. That was my bad. I didn't think about that. Shoot him.
Resonate with the earth.
Okay. Hey. Whoa. Punch him all. Ow. They haven't cast anything yet, but I'm just waiting for it, so I don't want to really use Rinwell if I can help it. Hey, Melkor, what's up? We're fighting the Red Lady, and there's three of her, and she's like a weird Kamen Rider villain. Ow. Ow. Whoa, whoa. Come on. Cool. Okay, okay, okay. Back up. Get him. Ah. What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop that. Punch. Yow. Nerd. Nope. Not a very hard fight, I have to say. I was a lot more scared when there were three of them. Ow. think I'm just too good. Wow, wow, wow. Stop hitting my friends, please. Ow. Oop. Jump. Alright. Oh, there's no... Right. Okay. When they hit half, never mind. I just kind of... I was waiting for it, but it didn't happen. Oh, they're casting spells. Oh. She's part of the darkness now. She doesn't need the light. Ow. Whoa, back up. Yeah. Ow, fucking stop doing your little AoE. I can hit you. Bow, punch. Okay, we're getting a little low on CP, so we'll have to... Oh, stop. Nerd. They don't charge either, so Kisara's thing isn't very useful. Okay. Whoop. Oh, yo! What stop that. Stop shooting lasers. I don't like it. Ow. Ow, I died. Somebody life bottom me because I don't want Shion to have to res me. Oh god, I don't like that it put me there right in front of it. Wait, let me line up Joe. Yeah, there we go. I should last us the rest of the fight. Yeah. Ooh. Ow. Whoa, sir. Ma'am? I don't know what you want. Them? There? Yeah, that works. Whoa. Shoot. Magic. Ah! Don't spawn it on top of me. That's rude. Whoa. Oh. Ah, yo. Nerd. Uh-oh. Stop.
I need something.
Whoa.
You need to be healed.
In a bind.
Yeah, line up for me, bitches. The bad part about them being next to each other is they all throw their discs around, and it's basically guaranteed to get hit if you're not careful. Hey, shoot! Can I hit multiple? I think I did. I didn't even realize you could see Volron just hanging there in the background. Wouldn't really blame them if they didn't have him there, but I like that they do. Punch! Okay, they're doing the laser beam attack. I'm gonna smack them. I don't think I can knock him out of it, sadly. Uh-oh, I got too close. Yeah, let's go. Get him, Dohalim. Oh, I jumped right into it. I was trying to dodge this fucker. Ow, don't shock me. Oh, we're so close. Oh. Red Woman's about to be black and blue and red all over. Ow. Whoa. Wait, come here.
Do it! Astral energy!
Say no more.
Yow. Cool. Now what bullshit is she gonna pull to not die?
Surrender. Fighting is useless now.
Do you think it's really over?
No.
Astral energy. Watch out! They've got something up their sleeve!
But they're not wearing a shirt.
What? It's self-destructed?
Alphen!
Ow.
I'm okay. Just a little roughed up.
You had me worried there.
Hey, buddy. You feeling all right? You need some help?
Who said you could touch that?
Hey. Don't get sassy with me, mister. You're the one who got kidnapped and pinned to the wall.
Damn it! He's awake!
I should have thought as much. So you know this place? Naturally, it was built for me, after all. We'll save that for another time. More pressing is how I'm going to tear you apart.
It's not the time, sir.
Even after all this time, you still insist on hating me? You cut me down. Sovereign or not, you will pay for that.
You're obviously bluffing. You can't even move right now.
Really, is that what you think?
Uh-oh.
Did you really think that such a petty device could hold me?
I'm not trapped in here with
Are you going to
you.
claim it's because you're a ruler?
You're trapped in here
Be it
with
sovereigns
me.
or lords. In the end, they're all titles given by someone else.
Plus, what kind of ruler would spend all his time chasing Alphen, who happens to be another
A
sovereign?
ruler who just wants to fight Alphen.
I proved my worth and the Sovereign's powers were granted to me.
Were they really? We already know the title of Sovereign doesn't denote royalty. It is but an overblown codename for those with a designated part to play in these proceedings.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned before that you were not the only one stolen from Dana, correct?
Yeah. There were countless. And every one of them besides me died.
All of those failed experiments, and they still kept going back to Dana. There must have been some vital reason their subject had to specifically be a Danan. Then there were the records we found in the library, for you and Volron. They were logged 300 years apart, and yet the data they took from you was exactly the same. Which leads us to a single conclusion.
He's a clone.
You mean Voron was kidnapped just like Alphen? But then he became
A slave from Dana.
So they cloned him and then kidnapped him. That's fucked up.
Isn't that right? Volron.
My clone.
So he posed as a Renin and caused all that suffering to his own people?
How could you? If you knew the pain of being a slave, why would you inflict that upon others?
It made me laugh.
Meaningless distinctions. Me and everyone else. That is all that matters. I will stand above all others and take what is rightfully mine, starting with this.
Uh-oh. Guess who's back?
a red woman.
Another one?
Give your master back on Rena this message. No one makes a fool of me. Let them know I'll make them suffer.
What the fuck? I'm gonna take that.
Don't
Thank
do it.
you.
Serenus Alva!
Ah! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Run!
Can't stay here.
We need to go. Alfred!
See ya, bitch. Shoot one of his arm. Shoot his other arm off. Give him a chance. Whee! Ah! Uh-oh. I just noticed the platforms are shaped like hearts. Cool. You gotta jump. You gotta hold my hand. Not for long. True. Ah! Let's take ibuprofen together. Oops. Oh, wait, we got her. Use the recoil to fly farther. What is this, Ruby? But also, that would be sick. Does the gun have recoil? I can't even remember. I never would have paid attention.
I will be your shadow no matter where you try to run.
I assume it does, but it doesn't shoot bullets, so I guess maybe it could potentially not.
Let's go.
I'll pay attention next time she actually shoots.
Never forget, I am the one who devours
Sephiroth looking at ass.
consequences to neither spirit nor man. My word is law. I am.
Couldn't? Aren't you the water guy? Couldn't you put that fire out? Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. We'll be fine.
Is Volron... Have we finally seen the last of him?
We can but hope.
We'll find out.
Those red women. What the heck was their deal?
Yeah.
Could they be the ones behind all this?
Who made them red?
The same ones who put those soldiers in Faria in a trance?
What? Those brainless things? Either way, they've done a runner with the Renaissalma. Damn it, that's the second time now.
Whatever's stolen from us, we'll steal it
Hey,
back.
hey. Third time's a
The
charm.
future's ours to protect. And right now, those things are what's standing in our way.
Yeah.
We can head them off at Rena.
Did you say Rena?
We're gonna fucking go to that
Volron
place.
mentioned a master of theirs holed up in the motherland somewhere.
If that monstrous form's their true identity, I shudder to think who they take orders from.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Shrek.
there's a good chance it's not human. That's for sure.
So
That's
this
not human.
thing over on Rena. That's what's really behind all this, huh?
They have the Renaissalma in their grasp already, so it's unlikely they'll have cause to return to Dana. I agree that Rena's our best shot.
Then we're agreed. Let's head back to the starship.
Yeah.
But seriously,
The
I was
final
not
area.
expecting Volron to actually be here.
He seemed to care not one whit about Renans or Danans.
Yeah, not in a good way like with us.
I didn't see that coming about Volron. As for those red women, to think they were monsters all along.
Tell me about it.
Not very
One minute they
surprising.
look
Their
perfectly
eyes are like
human. Next thing you know,
perfectly
they're not
human.
actually
Did you
human
look
at
them in
all.
the eye,
They
sir?
definitely weren't Renan or Danon. I'm not even sure language.
You got
would
big
get
old
through to
bug
them.
eyes.
So what were they then? Human Zoogle hybrids?
Maybe.
Is the most terrifying thing anyone said all day?
How about you, Shion?
So she's a furry.
You ever seen
Wait.
anything like that before?
No, never.
Okay.
However, if they're the same as the red woman we've seen with Volron, I think it's safe for us to assume they understand our language at the very least.
I had just so much I wanted to ask them. About Rena. And Shion's thorns.
Unfortunately, they blew themselves up before we got the chance. Why would they do such a thing, though? To take us with them? Or in order to keep something hidden?
Probably
sound plausible to
both.
my ears.
Yeah.
They took off with the Renaissalma too, remember?
Yeah, they did. And the next time we meet them, we're going to make sure they tell us everything they know.
Over a nice cup of tea. Can I teleport? No. I gotta walk all the way back. Because of course I do. We doop. Forbidden Zone, classified area. Into the Porter. Harry Potter. Doop. Okay, well, we're out of the Forbidden Zone at least. That didn't take too long. Ah, healing. Cool. I'll take it. Hopefully we don't have to fight a bunch of stuff on the way out of here. Boop. I don't see anybody. Oh, I see them. Okay, anything I skipped is still here.
I have a bad feeling.
Yo. Bow. Whoa. You guys are nothing compared to the red ladies. Oops. Missed my chance to strike. Stop it. Shoot him. Wow. Smash. Nice. Oh, wait, had we ever seen that before? Holy shit. Bam. Jeez Louise. Bam. I didn't recognize Shion for a sec when she popped up there. Because I'm not used to her in her dress. Or this dress, I guess. Bam. 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 Nice.
Well, am I improving?
Tremendously. The speed and precision of your aim is simply unmatched.
Alright, I just wanted to figure out where we were
I
going.
had no idea you were watching me so closely.
Okay, this way. I guess the one good thing about us having to fight most of the enemies on the way here, because most of them were way too hard to skip, is that there's not a lot of fighting on the way back. This guy's easy to skip, so fuck that guy. Oh, these guys won't be so easy to skip. Oh my god, I did it though. Oh, never mind. They got me. I thought I had it.
One's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Oh! Slow that bitch down. Whoa! Kaboom. Kill. Kill. Ba da 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 da. Nice. Oh, nope. No. Bam. Ooh, nice.
Nicely done.
Okay. Rending a Titan Fang. Cool. Alright, before we continue, I'm going to take a pee break. Oh, wait, the thingy changed. Sweet. I'm going to take a pee break. So, be right. Okay, dope. Sweet. Out we go. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Hello. What's going on out here?
What the? When did it get pitch dark all of a sudden?
Yeah.
The lights are all out. Think it has something to do with the explosion back in the Forbidden Zone?
Maybe.
Doe?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
You two.
Oh, you're
Faria,
good.
Avakir. Thank goodness you're safe.
Avakir filled me in about everything. About how I ambushed you all.
She doesn't remember a thing. So she really was being controlled.
Yep.
He told me about Tarnigan, too. Is it true?
Yep.
What difference does it make? What's done is done.
Stop casting me off, just for once!
Faria, not now. It can wait. Dohalim, Lenegis is in grave peril.
So I can see.
It's the city's core reactor. It's damaged. Some of the basic systems we've managed to keep online, but complete restoration's still a way off.
You're an elite technician, though. You can fix it, right?
Hopefully.
If so, then what's the problem?
Panic's begun to set in among the citizens. Until now, whenever something like this happened, the Sovereign would issue a decree. But this time, not so much as a peep. Any longer, and we run the risk of riots breaking out before we can
need
get things back up and
Dohalim,
running.
the Lord, to get things under control.
Forget the Sovereign. I doubt you'll be hearing from him anytime soon.
What's that supposed to mean? Do you know something I don't?
Suffice it to say, the Sovereign isn't the kind of ruler we thought he was.
Word.
That is, if he ever even existed. Which is looking doubtful at this stage.
Are you out of your mind? Why, if people knew that a lord such as yourself was whispering such blasphemy, they'd...
There's no time to explain now. It sounds like we need to find a way to keep Lenegis from spiraling out of control.
We need to stop that riot.
But
If
how do
only we
do
had
that?
a Lord.
Riots feed on discontent and unrest, right? So if we want to keep the peace, we just need to put people's minds at ease.
At ease? Like by letting them hear directly from someone they trust.
A Lord.
That's it. Who's the highest-ranking person in Lenegis right now?
A Lord.
Lenegis wouldn't have a next in line. After all, you said the Sovereign rules over everyone directly, right?
Correct. The closest thing to an authority figure would be a lord. And the only one left is... Ah. Very well then.
There we go.
Avakir, you mentioned a few facilities were still online. Which ones?
Why hasn't the Sovereign said anything?
Please, won't somebody explain what's going on?
Is it over? What's going to happen to all of us?
Heed me now, fellow Renans of Lenegis. It is I, Lord Dohalim Ilkaris of Elda Menancia.
Look, up there! It's Lord Dohalim!
Hold on! He should be in the crown contest! Shouldn't he? Why isn't the Sovereign talking to us?
The Sovereign is seeing to other matters right now. In my capacity as Lord, I speak to you in his stead. You're afraid, as people so often are when faced with the unknown. I hope you'll allow me to put your fears to rest. The city's core reactor has experienced a malfunction. However, we have our top engineers attending to the matter, and things will soon be back to normal. I know that you feel abandoned, perhaps more scared and alone than ever before. But I ask you all to keep one thing in mind. You are Lenegis, not the Lords and Sovereign. The solidarity of its citizens is the mortar that holds it together. If we don't allow ourselves to be distracted by our differences, if we put our hearts and minds together and stand as one, I am confident we will find new hope.
Dohalim putting that high charisma stat to good use.
Not as a person of loftier rank, but as another human being among many. I hope that you'll lend me your strength, for if we can persevere as one, I know a bright tomorrow awaits.
Yeah. Let there be light.
Your speech seems to have done the trick. Looks like the city won't be descending into chaos after all.
I only pray the relief will tide the city over for the time being.
What you said earlier, about the Sovereign possibly not even existing, was it true?
Yep. We don't really know yet.
Still too premature to say with any certainty, but I believe so. This whole time, this world we've been fed was a lie.
Shion with that sassy pose.
Nothing but falsehoods.
But it can't all have been.
I can believe it. After everything I saw in the Forbidden Zone, what they did to Faria, it's the only explanation that makes sense.
But what about hierarchy, Avakir? Authority? The very foundations of Renan society? How can we live without someone to guide us?
I'd say we found someone capable of doing just that, wouldn't you?
You? You can't be serious.
Hey.
I have
Who
business
else?
I must take care of first. But once everything is over, I shall return. But not as your sovereign, nor as a leader the likes of which the people here are used to, I think.
But how else do you propose to rule?
Like he did in Menancia.
I'm not sure yet. All I have is a feeling that here in Lenegis, a new dawn is on the verge.
People are
of breaking.
hardcore monarchists. It's hard to
One in which people won't be judged
just
by birthright
change
or on the power of their astral arts, but on other things, more important things.
in a day.
Things like,
That looked like a giant vault door.
oh, I don't know, musical talent, for example.
When I bumped into you after all those years, I said you were no different. But I was wrong. Truth is, you were always different. I feel like maybe now I can finally begin to accept Turnagain's death. To see a future.
You go finish whatever it is you've got to do. I'll hold down the fort here in Lenegis till you get back.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I imagine most of the people who were comfortable with their way of living
Make it to Menancia for the foreseeable
are going to have
future,
trouble
huh?
converting away from
Indeed. Forgive
the
me.
Renan monarchy, as it were.
The people of Elda Menancia can look after themselves just fine. It's the ones here on Lenegis who need someone to guide them.
Probably true,
Besides, with you leading the people here,
but also
it'll help
who's
spread
in
the
charge
idea
of Menancia?
coexistence beyond Menancia's borders that much faster.
Sounds like you're in it for the long haul.
How could I not be, after the second chance that I've been granted? From this day forth, I shall dedicate myself to the future inhabitants of this world.
Cool.
Though the memories of the departed shall remain forever in my heart.
Remember, you're going to be leading the people here, not ruling them.
True
Mhm.
enough. Whatever would I do without you, Kisara?
With or without her, I suspect you're gonna have your hands full when the time comes.
Oh, and Kisara's gonna have her
We should
hands
be heading
full.
back to the ship. Business on Rena awaits.
Well, look, this pants grab. Cool. Dohalim, Renan leader. Dohalim can't afford one thing. That. Law can afford something. That. Okay, anyway.
Looks like the people of Lenegis can rest easy.
I couldn't have done it without your words of encouragement, Law.
Hey, you're the one who made the speech.
I think everybody can share the credit here.
Yeah.
In one sense, when all is said and done,
We're
I
all
have
in
been slaves
this
the whole time, too.
together.
You, a Renan Lord. How do you figure that exactly?
I was complicit in the Renan system, bound by its values. resigned to being swept along, without the resolve to take a stand. And when I realized the severity of my mistake, all I longed for was punishment. A lord. And yet my first instinct was to place my fate in the hands of others.
I think I can relate. I couldn't stand watching my people bow and scrape their way through life, but I didn't know what else I could do about it either. The ability to think for yourself and be your own master. That's what separates a slave from a free person.
Ubermensch.
At least, that's what Law's dad Zephyr used to say. Zephyr taught me how to fight. But in doing so, he also taught me how to live.
Even if it means stumbling along the way. If it's on a road of our own choosing, free of regret. Why, that's the road of freedom. Or, to put it another way, so long as his heart is compromised, even the loftiest of kings is no freer than a slave. I think I finally understand now.
Yeah.
This Zephyr character sounds like he was a wise man indeed. I only wish I could have met him.
There's just
What it truly means to be free.
Especially now. I wonder, have I been correctly carrying on the torch that he passed to me?
I don't know if there's one correct way to do anything.
How long have you known?
Known what?
About the darkness I carry inside me. You seem to have been aware of it for quite some time now.
Why ask me now? What does it matter? But
The dark and
yes,
twisted
I have.
mind.
I've pretty much known that something was gnawing at you ever since we left Menancia.
So basically since the very start of our journey then. Just when I thought I couldn't feel more ashamed.
Leave the past where it belongs. We have no need for it now. You're forging ahead. That's what matters. If my brother could see you, he'd be proud.
Not as proud as he would be of his sister, I'm sure.
Well then, just as well it's not a competition, huh?
Yeah. So many skits.
Kisara? Anyone at home in there?
Ding dong.
Sorry. Did I look distracted?
Yeah.
Among other things. To be entirely honest, I couldn't tell whether you were smiling or frowning.
You were thinking about Dohalim, weren't you?
That obvious, huh? I was just
Not thinking
how
about her
good it
brother
is
for
to see him
once.
moving forward at last. It was always so infuriating, knowing how capable he could be if he just put his mind to it. A prisoner trapped in a cage of his own self-doubt.
Rage cage.
But now, he's finally beginning to spread his wings. I'm happy for him.
So, then why do you look so sad?
Oh, I don't know if I'd say sad. There's a bittersweetness to it, I guess. It's good and strange, knowing that he won't be needing me anymore. It probably sounds weird, doesn't it? I have this massive worry off my mind. I should be jumping up and down for joy, right?
Must be that maternal instinct of yours at work.
Rinwell's right.
Mom
You're like a
friend.
mother bird, finally letting go as her child takes his first shaking and nervous flight from the nest.
A pretty big child.
That's
He
one
is
way to
quite
look at
tall.
it. I wouldn't like to see Dohalim's face if he heard you say that.
You'll be
All
fine.
this has made me realize I can't allow myself to become a prisoner of my own making like he was. If Dohalim can forge his own path ahead, then I can too. I won't be left behind.
Hmm. This way. Still won't let me fast travel. Hi. Uh-huh. Cool. Okay. This way? Yep. Okay. Cool. It's not as confusing as it looks. Oh, I can't heal them. Okay, I thought it was going to be one of those things where I could heal them with Shion. Alright, bye. Scooby Pop. Scooby. And where the fuck is our ship at? This way? I think. Yes. Maybe. I'm just gonna assume I'm going the right way. Oh, yeah, we are. Hiya! Ride, Alphen, ride! I'll give you a tasty carrot. Alright, cool. Now we can get on our ship. And go to Rena. Which I'm sure will be a lovely and welcoming place. Where nothing bad will happen. As always.
I thought we'd find answers on Lenegis, but we just ended up finding more questions.
Ain't that how it be?
You can say that again. And now we have more problems to fix too. Like figuring out how to reform Lenegis.
That can wait for now. We've got more than enough on our plates to deal with as it is. Like figuring out who's really running the show on Rena.
Somebody.
Yeah. Which is why we're going to the Renan
A
home.
guy named Steve.
All the answers we've been looking for are on that planet. The person responsible for all this. The Red Woman and the Renaissance.
It's time.
The answers have to be there. Are we prepared?
The
to
end of the
finally
game.
So, what do we do first when we get there?
We know nothing about the
Slap a
Renan
bitch.
homeworld or what we might face once we arrive. We should get a feel for how things are on the ground before we take any serious steps.
It's also entirely possible that the first thing we're going to face is an attack.
If we come across a capital, we should...
Uh-oh.
What?
Uh-oh. That's probably not good. Alright. Well, she can survive in the vacuum of space. That's something. Can't wait to find the Master Emerald and have it split into 7 Chaos Emeralds that we have to go all over the world. Yeah. Rather, we're still going in basically blind. Yeah. It feels like there's just like a lot of the story that is getting thrown in really late into this. Like the Wedge really felt like it was like the start of the second half of the game, not the beginning of the end. Like it ended up being.
Damn! The hell just happened?
Our course has been altered. The coordinates are pointing to a different destination.
Uh-huh.
What's that?
It's gonna fly us into the sun.
My commands. The engine is being shut down.
That's bad, right?
Quite bad. We've lost control of the ship.
That's bad, right?
Are they trying to finish us off before we can land?
Everyone, look there.
What is it? Can't see. Uh-huh. Whoa. So Rena this whole time was not a planet. It's gonna be the first planet from Star Ocean. What are you doing? Stop that. Oh, don't shoot any fucking lasers. I don't like that. Uh-oh. Cease. Oh. Huh. That's something. Oh shit, it's like a big flower. Like a rose. And roses have thorns. Ah! Thank you. It's Pokemon the Movie 3!
A flower blooming out of Rena?
But that flower looks like it's absorbing all of Dana's energy.
Really?
And it appears Lenegis is serving as a
No.
conduit for that energy to reach here. Could that have been its true purpose all along?
If that's true, do you think the people back on Lenegis are all right?
Ooh, I sure hope so.
We can only pray that they
There's
are.
no going back now.
Damn it! Haven't they taken enough already? When is this going to end?
Another like 4 to 6 hours.
The Flower of Oblivion.
With everything that's happening, we need to get back to Lenegis. Is the ship still offline?
Unfortunately, yes. Even more so than when it lay dormant.
Can you fix it?
Nope.
Starships are extremely complex machines. One wrong move while we're out here in space could very well cost us our lives.
So what? We're just stuck inside here, floating around? For how long?
I don't believe this. We've made it all this way, and now we're stuck here? We're watching Dana die before our eyes, and we have no choice but to sit here and starve to death?
Law, calm down! You're not the only one who's worried here.
Right. Sorry.
It's still too early to give up. There has to be a way to get out of this.
You should.
Alphen.
Now what?
The starship, it's back online?
Sure.
No, this is
Maybe?
different.
Uh-oh.
Something is pulling our ship in. towards
Uh-oh. Let's go, I guess. They're taking us right to them. Which is, I mean, good for us. Uh-oh, what the fuck is that? Is that a space station? Okay.
We managed
Guess
to get
this
moving, but
place
where
exists.
It looks like Lenegis in here.
Do you think we might run into more Renans here? Or those red women?
Perhaps.
Probably.
Someone brought us here. The question is, who?
Whoever's in charge, I guess.
We haven't been ambushed, so that probably means they aren't hostile. Still, why would anyone want to bring us here?
Dunno.
Hey, Shion!
If they wanted to attack us, they could have done so while we were back on the starship. We should see where this path takes us.
Okay. Works for me. It's not like we can leave.
I still can't get over what we saw happening outside the starship.
Yeah, our planet's really not doing too hot right about now.
Probably not now.
I've only ever seen Rena from the surface of Dana, so I figured it was just another round planet like ours.
Yeah, that's
Still,
fair.
though, I never would have imagined Rena actually looked like that. And what's the deal with that giant flower coming out of it?
Beats me. I have absolutely no clue. It's so surreal. It looks like a broken egg or
You'd
something.
think we would know something in the last
Rena and Dana. We were taught
bit
that
of the
both
game.
worlds were spherical bodies that floated amongst the stars in the heavens. But to think that they lied to us not only about the Sovereign and the Crown contest, but also the form of our own planet.
Dohalim.
Okay, who's the wise guy that summoned us here?
Okay, wise guy.
To bring our starship along with us.
They must be here somewhere. Let's find them.
Ah, Shion, just in the nick of time. Here, lend me a hand while I...
No!
What the... Oh, right. The thorns. My bad.
No, I'm the one who should apologize. I overreacted.
I think everyone would like be used to that by now.
Again, Law? Can't you even go a minute without putting your foot in your mouth?
Oh,
Seriously, it's fine. I'd rather that than people feeling like they're
Law
walking
says
on
with his
eggshells
foot in his
around me.
mouth.
Besides, I'm the one who should be vigilant about not touching you guys, not the other way around.
Actually, I've been meaning to ask. Not being able to touch people, does it ever get lonely sometimes?
Yes.
I
Yes,
guess
it
I never really
does.
thought about it in those terms.
Haven't you said
But
it in
either
those
accept
exact
it for what it was,
terms?
or come undone. Before long, it was just part of my everyday reality. I think I even forgot there was another way to live. Which isn't to say I didn't feel alone. I did. Always.
So numb to your reality, you couldn't even recognize it as loneliness? I don't know how you managed.
It's fine. I know I'm not alone anymore.
But
Edibles
I
are
can't even touch you.
legal for
No way
Renans.
of lending you a shoulder when you're down? Even Alphen.
I appreciate the concern. Until I get rid of these thorns, I guess I'll have to put up with it just a little longer.
Yeah, we're almost there.
But not forever. Alphen promised me that. Maybe it'll be soon, maybe it won't be. But either way, the day will come. And I'll be ready when it does.
Yeah, just hang in there. One day, we'll share a big warm hug. You'll see. I promise.
Yeah. Group hugs once you get rid of the thorns.
Boo! Ah! What the? Are you out of your mind? This isn't the time for games.
Poodle was
Rinwell.
hovering like perfectly in front of Kisara's face. It was
How am
very
I supposed
silly.
to resist with you looking all jittery like that?
It's called experiencing feelings appropriate to the situation. You ought to try it sometime.
Yeah, but seeing you act all nervous, you're making me start to feel nervous too.
Rinwell's an empath.
Sorry.
Staying alert is important, but too much caution can cloud your judgment. Try to strike a balance.
Just kiss already. That's what I've been saying this whole damn game.
That beam of light joining Dana and Rena. It was the Renan side that it first came from, right?
That's what it looked like. And then the Danon side responded.
Perhaps it was some kind of directive from the Renan homeworld? To reawaken the wedge.
That's what it
and
seemed like.
Lennigus?
Which would mean that whoever's behind all this is on Rena after all. But what are they after? Is it really worth going through all this trouble just to steal Dana's energy?
Try to stay calm. With so many factors we don't understand, dwelling on it won't get us anywhere. What is it?
No, it's just... Zephyr once told me the same thing. So much for me making progress, huh?
You made it this far, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
You notice something, you change it. That's all anyone can do. But you can't stand still in the meantime.
Is there anything to see in this room before we go upstairs? Or maybe downstairs, I don't know. Elevators go both ways. Oh, okay. I guess I get to pick. Oh. Central floor. I guess. I picked correctly? Anything to see? Yeah, flowers and these vase jar thingies. What's over here?
This place looks a lot
There's
like
stuff
that
on the
we saw
ground.
back in the Forbidden Zone.
Huh? What's that?
Oh. Is that the red woman?
It's one of those!
A red woman in disguise? Or is this their true form?
So it was a
Probably.
trap?
It doesn't look like it can move.
Hello? I'd like a 10-piece McNugget.
Tell me, are you the one who brought us here?
Whoa.
That is correct. It is unusual for me to have unexpected guests these days.
It can talk.
Robo voice.
What are you?
Hevrect 35.
Uh-huh.
Hevrect 35. Is that your name?
Correct.
Matanui?
What is this place? No, wait, before that. Just what exactly are you? Are you somehow associated with the Red Women?
Before I answer, I have a question for you. How did you all arrive in this sector?
Something brought us here.
We did not come to this place by choice. Our ship was brought here against our will, by a group of red women who can shift into the same form as you.
In that case, we can assume my brethren who serve the Great Spirit have deemed
God.
you all to be a threat most grave.
It is
What do
Matanui.
you mean, serve? Are you saying there really is someone more powerful than the Red Women, pulling their strings?
Or maybe the Makuta. What the fuck?
What did you do to us?
Scan.
I examined your bodies.
Yep.
You have not been harmed in any way. Identifiers detected. The Sovereign and Maiden are among you. However, you aren't under its control. I see why they viewed
It
you as a danger.
is in the Thorns or the entity behind it.
Oh, goody. More riddles.
Do you think we can trust this thing?
Like it or not.
If it's a riddle, just guess wind. It's usually wind.
Let's at least hear it out.
I shall now answer your questions. We are Helgenquil.
Uh-huh.
The red women you encountered previously are a form of disguise we employ from time to time.
I see.
But not our true form.
Kind of figured.
Helganquil?
You are
Sounds
on
like-
Dake Phasal, a celestial base which drifted here by accident.
Uh-huh.
The will of Rena's great spirit no longer reaches us here. Since my sudden separation from the Great Spirit's influence, I have used any and all means to extend my lifespan.
Okay.
As I have done so, I have also set out to monitor and research Rena and Dana from this position.
A question. What is this great spirit of which you speak? Is it something that rules over your kind?
Correct. The Great Astral Spirit is a large mass of astral energy that fills all of Rena, one with its own will, a voice we cannot refuse.
A voice? Just like Dana.
Mm-hmm.
The voice of the Great Spirit speaks to our hearts directly, and we have served it, without question, throughout the ages.
Does that mean it was controlling your minds? Wait a second. Could this great spirit be the true sovereign of Rena?
Something like that, probably.
The true ruler of Rena. It could be the same thing that's controlling Volron.
Wait, back up. You're telling us this great spirit of yours is the one that ordered you things to harvest the astral energy from Dana? I'm not sure I believe that.
Why not? We've already made contact with the will of Dana back in the Wedge, and in the Forbidden Zone on Lenegus. If Dana has a will of its own, I don't see why Rena wouldn't.
Maybe not, but think about what you're saying. If Dana has a will like Rena, then that would mean that we've been controlled by the voice of Dana this whole time, just like these things.
Not necessarily.
Hasn't been forcing us to do anything.
Yeah, but
Let's assume that what Hevrect 35 claims is true, and that we are indeed cut off from both planets. Even if we had previously been under the control of Dana's will, we would have noticed now that we are disconnected.
Mm-hmm.
Your fear is not based in logic. The voice of Dana is much smaller and quieter compared to that
Your
of Rena's
planet's
great
voice
spirit.
is but my planet's
Rena's
voice is
astral energy is
eh.
amassed at its center, whereas Dana's is shared among all its constituents.
Hey, Jazzy Jammy, what's up?
So
Thanks for the
thinly
raid.
is that energy spread that it cannot coalesce and formulate a will.
Welcome, welcome.
Our findings here indicate as much.
Which explains why we felt its will where we did. The Wedge and Lenegis are where so
thank you
much
for
of
the
that
follow,
energy had
Luna.
been accumulated.
The
Let me
Great
open up my
Spirit's
thing on my
desire is
phone
to
so I can show you
consume
out.
all astral energy, and the pursuit of that desire is why you see Rena in its current state. As a result, it has turned its attention toward Dana.
Yes.
Is that why the crown contest is
There we go.
necessary? So that the Great Spirit can feed off of Dana?
I should say that we're like at the very end of the game. Well, very close to the end of the game, so they're big spoilers. Warning.
Had the initial spirit channeling from 300 years ago succeeded, all of Dana's astral energy would have been seized.
But the ceremony failed. Lenegis was severely damaged, and you lost both the Sovereign and the Renis Alma.
Correct. A change
Fair.
in plan was required to ensure the spirit channeling's success. However, recreating the Renis Alma required a vast amount of energy. That is why we turned to Dana.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the real purpose behind the crown contest. An efficient means to harvest the necessary energy.
That's
from
fair. I mean, most of the Tales games don't actually
This is
connect,
all happening because of me.
so
Nevertheless, you still haven't answered one of Alphen's original questions. Just why have you brought us here to your base, Hevrecht 35?
yeah, robot thing.
First, it was to confirm the identities of you, my unexpected visitors. Second, it was to ascertain whether you would be likely to accept my request.
And what might that be?
Quest? But what could someone like you want us to...
I wish for you all to slay the Great
Whoa!
I'm sorry, did you just ask us to kill your master?
Yeah.
Spirit. I did. It is in your best interest that you do so, I might add.
What makes you say that?
Oh fuck.
Lenegis has entered the final stage of the spirit channeling plan.
Mm-hmm.
As we speak, Dana's energy is being harvested en masse and
It
transferred
sure
to Rena.
is.
If nothing is done about the Great Spirit, it will not be long before all is lost.
You're saying the destruction we saw earlier is just the beginning? That...
That.
We won't let that happen.
Why do you want us to kill the Great Spirit so badly? Is it to save our world? To free you, Helganquil, from under its control? Why?
Maybe both.
No.
Secret
My
third thing?
primary concern is validating our findings and analysis, which have taken many years to realize.
Okay.
As such, it is my desire to see how your actions impact and change these systems. However, I will not deny that vengeance also...
I'm doing it for science and also kind of for
Vengeance.
revenge.
For what?
In
Says
spite of our long service to
whatever
the
his
Great
name
Spirit,
was.
our species is on the brink of extinction.
Yeah.
You mean... you're dying?
Well, that ain't good.
At this stage, it would be wise for you to talk with the others.
Okay.
Ask them what you need to know. Once you have your answer, return to me. If you agree to help, I shall fix your ship.
Others? Just how many of you are there?
At least 34.
Ganquil who inhabits Dake Faisal.
Hey!
Whoa. Goodbye.
It's no use. I think it's done talking to us. Let's take a look around.
Okay. Yes, that's that. Find the quote-unquote others. What is this? It seems to manage Hevrecht 35's condition. Lots of vital sign stats are displayed. Okay. Well, now what?
You can't seriously be buying anything that creature told us, right? I mean, it's practically blackmailing
I mean,
us
we
into
do want
doing
to
its dirty
stop
work.
Rena, though.
To be honest, the conversation went on for so long, I'm not sure I understood all of it. How about you, Dohalim? Were you able to follow it at all?
At the very least, everything it said about the Renan Great Spirit adds up. At the end of the day, this whole chain of events comes back to astral energy. That being said, had we not previously encountered the will of Dana, I suspect I would find its story much more difficult to believe.
The spirit of Rena wants to see Dana completely destroyed.
What a dick.
Why? Astral energy is supposed to be a force that creates and shapes the world.
It doesn't matter. I don't care if we're up against an entire world or what its game is. We're not going to let it destroy Dana.
I'm with Alphen.
There is one other thing that concerns me. How the Great Spirit, the Helganquil, and the Crown Contest are all part of a centuries-long plan is clear enough. But what about the Renans? How do they factor
What
into all
are
this?
Renans at this point?
Now that you mention it, and all that talk, Hevric 35 never even brought up the Renans once. And as for the Helganquil, we never did find out just what they are either.
Maybe it had a reason for keeping its silence. Or perhaps there's even more going on. Maybe the others will shed more light on the matter.
I hope so.
Let's find out.
Yep. Alright, I guess we're going up. Yow. Hello? Is anybody home? Yodelay-hoo. Whoa. Huh. Okay. Well. This is not where we were supposed to be. So, guess we'll go down. Okay, now we can go to the lower level that was blocked earlier. Hello. Oh, it's like a hologram of the place we're at. These are Dake Phasal construction plans showing a central elevator shaft and multiple circular areas. What's back here? Neat. Not a lot. Alright. Cool. Let's go over here. Yeah. What the fuck? Hello.
Who are they?
What is it?
Oh, my apologies. It's just been so long since I've seen any humans from the outside world.
What?
Are you a Renan?
Oh, yeah, I guess so. The Overseer told us to answer any questions you might have. Whatever you want to know, we'll tell you as much as we can.
Thanks.
But be quick. Our subjects are undergoing a dramatic shift that we don't want to miss.
You mean the planets?
What a weird guy.
He must have meant Hevrect 35 when he mentioned that Overseer.
Yeah.
And what was that about subjects? You don't think he meant Dana and Rena, do you?
Yeah.
There isn't anyone else we can talk to. I guess we should ask around here.
Answer my questions, sir. And also everyone else.
Have you guys lived up here in Dake Phasal with Hevric 35 for a long time?
Yes. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head just how long it's been, though. We regularly go into stasis, so our sense of time has gotten rather out of whack over the years.
That makes sense.
Why are you all even here in the first place?
Originally, this station was where we worked to perform maintenance on Lenegis from the outside.
We heard that the facility ended up in its current location due to an accident.
Oh, it was terrible. Apparently there was some kind of accident, and when help never arrived, they presumed the entire facility had been destroyed.
And you've been working for Hevrect 35 ever since?
Well, at first we thought that there was nobody else inside the facility, but then it turned out the Overseer was there all along.
Always watching.
The Helganquil have the technology to cloak themselves
Aha.
around us Renans. As long as they don't do anything obvious, a Renan won't see one, even if it's right in front of them.
You kind of already knew that.
Which would explain why Shion and I failed to notice the Red Women previously. Do they employ an astral art of some sort?
I haven't been able to scientifically confirm it for myself, but from what I understand, the type of cloaking they use is primarily achieved through mechanical means. In addition, they also
nanomachines.
used hypnosis devices and information control to get us to do what they wanted without being detected. It's a pretty sophisticated operation, especially since it avoids any unnecessary conflict. I have to imagine that's how Lenegus is still run.
But aren't the Helganquil themselves controlled by the Great Spirit? If so, why aren't Renans affected by it in the same way?
The Great Spirit's mind control only works on Helganquil, so they had to employ other means to manipulate us Renans.
They mind controlled you with their
You
own
act like this didn't
stuff.
affect you personally. If I was you, I'd be mad as hell at their deceptions.
I mean, sure, I was surprised when I first found out about it, but it happened so long ago.
Hevrek 35 has clearly ceased concealing itself, though. Why is that?
Probably because they're stuck out
Who
here.
can say? My guess is it just got bored, or maybe even a little lonely.
Don't you want to go back home to Rena or Lenegus? Our ship is going to be fixed pretty soon. You could ride with us.
No way. If we went back after knowing the truth, they'd either just brainwash us or purge us outright. After all this time, there's nothing to be gained from going back. We've all agreed it'd be best to simply stay here and watch everything unfold
Guess
instead.
that's one way to do
Things
it.
are going just fine with the Overseer. Not that it'll be around much longer. It can't extend its life any further.
What do you guys eat out here?
That said, I'm sure it's pleased to see the final stage of the plan before it passes on.
They just have like a bajillion
Thank you for answering our questions.
years of astronaut food. Hello, answer my questions.
Can we talk to you for a few minutes?
Sure. It's going to be a while before the two planets undergo their next shift, so I can talk until then.
Talos and Jaffe?
Please, tell us what you know about the Helganquil.
You mean the Overseer's species? I can't say I know much about them.
Well, for starters, where'd they come from?
Where else? From Rena, obviously.
Maybe.
From Rena?
Kind of sounds like him.
Are you telling us those things live right alongside the Renans down there?
Of course not. There's really no such thing as Renans in the first place.
Excuse me?
Oh, I thought the
Aha.
Overseer explained everything.
I knew it.
Apparently not.
Please, tell us more.
Well,
Separate
in a
races are all bullshit.
The Renans were originally created from Danans by the Helganquil.
Aha!
But if that's true, then that would mean there aren't any people on Rena.
Nope.
There aren't. But there are Helganquil. That's what the name literally means in their language. People of Rena.
But what need could they possibly have to create a whole new race of people?
It was a way to bolster their dwindling workforce. I trust you're aware that the Helganquil are on the verge of extinction, yes?
We were told about that.
We were created to carry on their work for the Great Spirit after they all die.
That's
They gathered Danans who had an
something.
affinity for astral arts and proceeded from there. That's why we, as their descendants, can all cast arts, albeit to varying degrees.
Let me get this straight.
Hmm.
Are you saying Renans were originally created from Danans that the Helganquil kidnapped?
Wait, that explains why almost nobody can use Astro Arts on Dana now.
Helganquil technology is truly amazing. The way they alter their bodies is far less invasive than your conventional surgeries. They have these tiny machines that are practically invisible, which they insert
I
into
don't
their
like this
bodies
conversation anymore.
You needn't tell us anymore.
How can you speak so calmly about all of this?
I guess I can see how, when viewed in a certain light, their ways may sound grotesque. But if you ask me, I think they ultimately did us a favor. They saved us from crawling the earth in ignorance.
Did they?
If it meant their hands had to get a little dirty in the process, then
Didn't
so
they
be it.
basically enslave you?
Anyway, the Helganquil are the real Renans. Personally, I don't think it's such a big deal.
I think that's just because you're stuck
They're also
here
mostly
with
the
two
ones
other
behind what you
people
see going on between the two
and the
planets.
Helganquil.
I think that covers just about everything worth knowing.
I see. Thanks for filling us in.
Nanomachine, son.
Does he really expect us to believe that Renans never truly existed? How absurd.
I mean, is it that crazy?
Just when I think we're getting to the bottom of it all,
Compared to everything
new
else.
revelation smacks us in the face.
Then let's hope this is our last revelation for a while.
I don't think so. We got one more guy to talk to. Hello, answer my questions!
Do you know anything about a spirit channeling plan?
If you mean the first plan from 300 years ago, then yes. Do you know what its main objective was?
Yes. It was to use Lenegis to siphon off Dana's astral energy and send it to Rena.
Exactly. However, there were two problems.
Spirit channeling plan sounds like a phone plan, but for people who talk telepathically.
Energy without it becoming sentient. Second, we had to figure out how to convert Dana's energy so it would be compatible with Rena.
Sounds
I take it the
complicated.
solutions to those problems were to use the wedge for the collection, and then the Sovereign and Maiden to convert the energy.
Seems like it.
We have a winner.
Whoa,
However,
ding ding
the first
ding.
plan failed when the Sovereign was overwhelmed and became frenzied.
I was there, because that was me.
The reason for that is because the Maiden lost control. I'm told he slaughtered many Renans in Helganquil that day.
Uh-oh.
For the next plan, we tried to recreate the Renis Alma, but we didn't have nearly enough of the other non-dark astral energy types.
Right.
To amend that, we set our sights on Dana and implemented a system whereby we could extract energy from it.
And the crown contest began.
Correct.
Yay.
Since the Maiden had been the failing point in the previous plan, it was decided to replace her role with machinery to avoid further mishaps. A new Sovereign had to be made as well. It
Voron.
was such tremendously difficult work, its success was dubious. But from the look of things, it would appear such worries were unfounded.
Guess
So
it all
that's what
worked
the
out
purpose
for
of that
you.
room we found in the Forbidden Zone was.
What about the flower that sprouted from Rena?
Flower? Oh, that thing. That's the physical manifestation of all the astral energy that's been harvested from Dana. As I'm sure you've noticed, it's quite a lot of energy. At this point, it's likely that it's become physically integrated with Rena's planetary structure.
If it gets much
Heather
bigger,
35
it'll
mentioned that the
basically
spirit
be
channeling
the
plan is entering its final
planetary
stage.
structure.
Is that true?
It is. I never thought I would live to see the day with my own eyes, and yet here we are. Are we done talking now? If it's all the same to you, I'd really rather not miss anything that's about to happen.
Alright.
He
Fuck
talks like the
you.
potential end of the world is just another day on the job.
I think for
You've
him
got
it
to remember
is.
that these guys have been living alone up here for a long time. Who knows what shape their minds are in?
Taru.
It feels like our whole world has been turned upside down. Is there anything we know that's still true at this point?
Seriously, I'm still trying to process the fact that we Renans were created by the Helganquil.
Meat
let alone
is
the
tasty.
Sovereign and Maiden stuff.
That's still true.
Let's take a moment to gather ourselves. I know all of this is a lot to believe and take
Let's
in.
do a few
but
rounds of box
I think
breathing,
it's fair to
everybody.
say that we found the answers we've been looking for. Does everyone agree?
4
Agreed.
counts in, hold for
Though
4
I'll admit
counts,
that I
wait 4
never
counts out, hold for
expected it to
4
all
counts,
boil
repeat.
down to Rena's great spirit being behind everything.
Everything that's happened, everything we've endured, it's all because of astral energy.
And to get that energy, the Great Spirit took control of the Helganquil. Then the Helganquil created the Renans, who went on to invade and rule over the Danans.
Plus, the reason the Great Spirit can't directly control the Renans as well is likely because they were originally Danans all along.
Yep. It's all
Either
coming
way,
together,
I think it's fair to say we've all
I
had
guess.
a lot to take in at once. Maybe too much even. We should probably take it easy and rest our minds a bit. Why don't we all take some time to think things over before we decide on our next move?
Good idea.
That's a good idea, Kisara. If the Renan Great Spirit really is behind all this, then we've got a really big
We're gonna have to
fight
punch a
ahead of
planet
us.
in the face.
Because it's not just Dana on the line, but Rena too. If we're going to do this, we need to be completely sure of ourselves. So let's go ahead and break off for now. We aren't in any immediate danger, so we should be okay.
I hope we're not.
You sure you don't want to be alone right now?
I could ask you the same question.
I figured I'd get all my thinking in while walking around and checking up on everybody.
I'll go along with you. I'm interested to hear what's on everyone's minds too.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we're going around. Just the two of us.
Everyone's just gone their own way, huh?
Yeah, let's hit up each spot. Everything we thought we knew, it was all just a fabrication that the Red Women, that the Helganquil made up.
Right. Assuming we can believe anything that Hevrek 35 has told us, that is.
I mean, I assume.
Well, if the names are anything to go by, it's possible the Helganquil could be behind the fruits of
Oh, I didn't even
Helgen
put that
too.
together, yeah.
But if Hevrek 35 was telling the truth, and this was all just one massive lie, does that mean everything we've done up until now has been pointless?
No, I don't think so. Or at least I hope not. I think it just means we've lost our foothold for now. That's all.
It's like a date, except the person we need to talk to in order to progress is going to be 10 feet behind us, so it'll last all of 6 seconds.
All of us together.
Yeah.
And if we can't find one, then we'll make a new one. End of story.
Make one, huh? I see. Right then. Count me in.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright. Hello, Kisara. Who are you? You're there? There's more people here than there were before. What the fuck? Where'd you all come from?
Oh, it's you two. Does he seem like he's doing any better now?
He who? Oh, you mean Dohalim, don't you?
I know that we're all struggling to wrap our minds around it all, but he looked like he was taking it really
kiss
hard.
already.
What do you think about everything we've learned? About the Renans and the Great Spirit and all that?
On some level, I'm not even really sure what to think, to be honest. I mean, the Great Spirit is like a huge natural disaster, but with a mind and will of its own. But if that thing's hellbent on trying to destroy our planet, then the only thing left for us to do is stop it. As for the Renans, I suppose my feelings on that are a bit more mixed.
How so?
Coexistence between Danans and Renans in Menancia is still a work in progress. In my case, I think that's partly because deep down, I was still on guard around Renans.
Mm-hmm.
So, to be told that they're like us, that they're actually just like us is, well...
Is it that surprising?
I guess it's a little deflating, to be honest.
You kept a pretty level head.
You mean about the Renans? At the end of the day, the Helganquil and the Great Spirit
I mean,
are
we
the
look
ones
the
who are
same.
responsible. But at the same time, I realize that not every Danan is necessarily going to believe that either.
I know you're already aware of this, but the list of grievances the Danans have against the Renans is long, and understandably so. And if people then find out that they're all actually one and the same, yeah, I don't think they're going to take to it too kindly.
Even just among the Danans, I'm sure there'll be some who emerge with power and some who won't. I think if we can find a way to get rid of that imbalance, then we'll be in a truly good place.
Well,
Maybe
first we can
someday.
try to figure out what to do about
After
the
we
existing conflicts we have.
blowed up
Yeah.
Rena.
It'd be nice if one day people could learn to get past their hatred like Rinwell did.
It's no small task. We can't pretend like the past didn't happen and ask people to forget their very real pain and suffering.
Right. Everybody has their reasons for feeling the way that they do. But if we just keep yelling at each other about it, we'll never move on. In a worst-case scenario, it might lead to even more people getting killed.
And we all have to figure out how to meet halfway. Not just that, but to also embrace each other's pain in a sense.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
It's true. Everybody has their own scars, their own trauma. The first step to healing those wounds is to put aside that hatred. It won't be achieved through reasoning, but I think it's a good first step, if nothing else. And now, I think I see a way to move forward. But to do that, first we need to make sure our planet isn't going to get wiped out.
So true. Cool. Well, you hang in there, Kisara. Rinwell, what you doing? How you feel?
You both seem awfully calm.
Only because after everything we've seen, we don't have the energy to keep being shocked.
Understandable.
How are you holding up, Rinwell? That whole talk about the Renans looked like it shook you up a bit.
Yeah. I get this sinking feeling whenever I remember how Dahnan mages like my family were persecuted and died out. And now, I finally know why that is. But I was thinking, if Renans end up living together with Dahnans again, then mages won't be such an unusual thing to see on Dahna anymore, right?
True.
I know it's not as simple as all that, but Dahnans probably won't be so quick to let their guards down. And there might be Renans who still act superior because of their arts.
It wouldn't surprise me. 300 years of bad blood and prejudice isn't going to be an easy thing to overcome.
Yeah.
It'll take a long, long time.
Firsthand just how much hatred can take hold in your heart once you let it in. But even so, I was still able to change. And if I can change, so can anyone else. So I was thinking maybe, I don't know, I could use my position as both a Dahnan and a mage to help bring both sides together.
Maybe.
Rinwell.
That great spirit worries me too, though. Dahna's will feels so warm and inviting. So why is Rena's will trying to destroy our entire planet?
Now that you mention it, Everett 35 and the other scientists here never really brought that up. Maybe they don't know either.
Maybe. But regardless, at the end of the day, Dahna's still our home. There's no way we can let it be destroyed.
Yeah.
We won't. We'll keep it safe no matter what.
Cool. Alright, we'll talk to the others after I take another pee break. So, BRB. Okay, doke. Who's next? Law.
I still can't believe it, man.
You're not the only one still
Date
trying to make sense of all
Bayo.
this. Believe me.
Really? You've never struck me as the
Thank
type
you.
of guy to get hung up on these sorts of things.
Did you forget what happened back in Thistleum? Once my memories started coming back to me, I felt completely and totally lost.
It was really that bad for you?
Yeah, it was. But thanks to Law and everybody else, I remembered that I still had things out there worth fighting for.
Man, I think you might be a better guy than me, Alphen. All I can remember thinking was, when's this guy gonna get his act together?
Law.
I was too worried about repeating the same mistakes I'd made back with my dad, and running away from the truth. That was no way to live. And I've tried to stay strong, my way. But all this talk about other races and the world ending, if I can be honest with you guys, it's just all too much for me to handle right now.
I think that's
I know
fair.
this is going to sound strange coming from me, but maybe the key is not to worry too much about the big stuff right now.
Yeah,
I used to worry
maybe.
all the time about my thorns, for obvious reasons.
Let's just focus on
but I
punching
never
this
really
planet in the
opened up to
face.
anyone about them. And when I realized my visions pointed to a threat that was bigger than me, I didn't know what I should do or who to tell. But that's when I finally got it. You guys were all there for me, to teach me what's really important. I just had to open up and listen.
In other words,
Open your
if you let the big
heart, it'll
picture
be
stuff get you all muddled up
alright.
inside, you'll begin to lose sight of what you really care about. Yeah, I think you're right.
The thing that's most important, what I really care about.
Rinwell,
All I want to do is protect the people that really matter to me.
Rinwell,
To fight
Rinwell,
for them.
Rinwell.
That's good enough, right?
You want to kiss Rinwell?
Not everyone is strong enough to fight.
Huh?
It's something your dad told me once when he was still alive. Law, you know you're strong enough to fight, and you're strong enough to protect the people you care about. Forget all the big stuff going on. Just don't lose sight of what you want to protect in the first place. Sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it does. It's like a big weight's been lifted off my shoulders. I'll fight to protect the people around me. Just like I always have. I think that's best.
I agree. Alright. Get over here, big boy.
I apologize for making you witness that.
You mean hearing the origins of the Renans?
Indeed. It's shocking to have so many things I thought to be indelible fade away in mere seconds.
Even I'm still not sure everything we've heard here is actually true.
Let's not delude ourselves. If what we've heard is a lie, it's a rather elaborate one.
Yeah. Seems a bit
I
much
can only imagine that you must have been constantly
to
feeling
be a
like
lie.
this, ever since your memory returned, Alphen. And you as well, Shion. About your thorns, and being a maiden.
That's just part of being alive, don't you think?
Well, to say the least. But enough about me. I'm not concerned for myself. What concerns me is all of the other Renans out there.
Mm-hmm.
When you say the other Renans, you mean the ones that are living on Lenegis or Dana, right?
Correct. Even if we stop the Great Spirit from annihilating Dana, our problems will still remain. Putting aside the untold state that Rena may be in, if we do not truly belong there, we will have to think long and hard about where it is that we wish to return to.
Dude.
So,
If you're gonna
guess your only real
return,
choices at this point are to either stay on Lenegis
it would be
or come
Dana.
down to Dana, huh? And right now, Lenegis might not even be a safe option.
Yeah.
And at the same time, Danans are hardly likely to embrace Renans with open arms. If the issue is forced, things could turn dire. There is, after all, 3 centuries worth of hatred to overcome between us.
Very true.
And the victims of our rule have absolutely every right to feel animosity towards us Renans. Our own circumstances as the aggressors are irrelevant.
I didn't expect the former Lord of Menancia to be so down about people reconciling.
Emenencia's fate was a stroke of good luck. There had been backlash over how it had been ruled, and I was blessed to have sympathizers among my ranks. Still, even now, there remain ardent dissidents.
As will there
Things
always.
can still change if you have the right people to help lead the way. Isn't that what you hope to achieve on Lenegis after this is all over?
Indeed, I have fully accepted the burden of that responsibility. In that regard, I remain determined. On that note, I have something of a favor to ask of you, Alphen.
Oh boy.
Oh? What is it?
I wish for you to serve as a mediator so that the Renans can live on Dana peaceably. As the one and only Blazing Sword, I suspect the Danans may listen to what you have to say when problems arise.
And I take it that you'll be the one to represent the Renans?
Of course.
I realize that I'm asking quite a lot of you. However, the fact of the matter is that it will take time for Renans to re-enter Danan society without any bloodshed. That is why...
You're the same as ever, Dohalim.
Teehee.
Is it too much?
No, relax. You get so tense and formal when you're asking for a favor. Listen, there's no need for that. We're friends.
Friendship.
You're too kind. I can see you were raised well.
That's some high praise, Alphen.
Then I'll ask once again, this time just as friends. Alphen, will you help me?
Yes.
Of course I will.
Thank you, my friend.
Yay. Now kiss.
Well, it sounds like everyone's learning from their past and using it to create a better future for everyone.
What about you, Shion? How do you feel about the origin of the Renans?
To be honest, I'm not really all that shocked, actually. I mean, I might be a Renan in the literal sense, but I've never really felt like one of them.
I can imagine not.
Right now, it's kind of a mystery.
How do you mean?
Because for a really, really long time, all I ever thought about was how I was going to die. Not if or when, but how. I thought I'd die alone. That fate had me in its steely grip. I would have never imagined that I'd be traveling with someone like you, fighting to save Rena and Dana. I mean, how could I have? It's been going on for 300 years. All this tragedy and destruction. When you consider the Helganquil's part in all this, it's been even longer than that. It was Naori's hope that somehow, someone in the future would be able to stop it, before it was too late. How it fell on us, of all people, to heed that call, is a mystery.
Good slash
hoping that we would
bad
just
luck.
stop the world from getting destroyed. She considered me, a Danan, as a real person. And she very much cherished her own people, too. I don't think she wanted the world to be saved, just so they could go back to hurting each other. Oh, maybe this is what she meant.
Yeah.
When we were talking to Kisara earlier, about all that stuff like everyone's needing to meet halfway and embrace each other's pain and suffering. She said that the first step down that path was for each of us to put aside our own hatred. That means forgiving other people, even and especially before they forgive you.
Forgiving. So it goes both ways, right? Is that what you're
It's a
saying?
two-way street.
Yeah. I don't just mean forgiving things that happened in the past either. Conflicts will keep happening. If we have any hope of moving on and building a better future, we have to all learn to forgive each other.
You know, you're right. People can hurt one another without even meaning to. I know that better than most, thanks to these thorns.
Thank you,
It's not
Hardcore
going
Lamb.
to be easy getting past this pain.
You'll
But if we
follow.
can do it, I'm sure there'll come a time when
Oh.
we can all truly
Oh, no.
understand each other.
A lamp.
I'm there with you, Shion. I too want to
Bonk.
protect the world we live in and all the people we care about. I think that's the very least I can do to repay Naori for everything that she did.
Yeah. I want a future that she would feel proud to live in, and I'm going to fight for it.
Whoa there, Savior Girl. We're here to save you too, you know.
Yes, I know. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I want to live, and that's the honest truth.
She said it.
Well, is everybody ready to do what needs to be done?
I am. There's a lot to think about, but at the end of the day, Dana's still in danger. I don't care who we're up against. We'll kick their ass.
Even if they're a planet.
What are your thoughts, Alphen? I want to know what's on your mind, too.
Like Law said, if we have to fight the Great Spirit on Rena, then so be it. It's trying to rob us of our entire world. And it's going to take not just our home, but all of existence along with it.
Check Law out the airlock to kick the planet.
Make it our enemy. But it's not only that.
That'd be awesome.
One way or another, I think beating the Great Spirit is going to be tied to us saving Xion.
You're saying there's a chance?
I think he could do it.
You're referring to the vision of destruction we all saw in Lenegis, I take it?
Yeah. 3 centuries ago, the
Sloth
astral energy that
emoji.
appeared at the spirit channeling ceremony showed Naori that vision. And to hear Xion tell it, it's the same one that she sees from her own thorns as well.
Indeed. Xion's thorns are comprised of dark astral energy, the one type which we know is native only to Rena. And if Rena's great spirit is what's behind Dana's pending destruction, then...
Xion's thorns are the Great Spirit? It's not actually on Rena like we thought?
Yeah, maybe it's both.
We don't know anything for certain. At the very least, though, I think it's possible her thorns are a part of the Great Spirit.
Definitely.
While the main body resides in
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Xion.
If these thorns really are a part of Rena's great spirit, I'm going to go over there and give it a piece of my mind and then some.
Yeah. And then a piece of getting shot. Fire gun. Pew pew.
The question is, how do we confront it? Suffice it to say, that flower growing out of Rena is enormous, large enough to house the will of an entire planet.
I like them cutting to one of the trees when he says that.
Lenegis were both hard enough for us to overcome in their own right. This is an altogether greater challenge for merely 6.
We'll be fine.
And we only know about the Thorns connection thanks to Naori.
Everett 35 has been observing the great astral spirit this whole time.
Yes, yes.
It wouldn't ask us to fight it unless it has a plan of some sort. Let's go see what
It
that
did tell
is.
us to come back and talk to it after we talked to everyone else, so probably a good idea.
Our minds are made up. Let's go give Hevrek 35 our answer.
So if the Sovereign and Maiden were originally boot-up programs for Lenegis, what about now?
Even with the Forbidden Zone in ruins and the Renaissance stolen, Lenegis is functioning fine. If it needed us before, it doesn't appear to now.
First they lumber you with a position you never asked for, then you're discarded like you're nothing? Who the hell do they think they are?
Well, they thought they were better
More
than us.
importantly, who do they think we are? We might not even factor into their list of concerns.
I just hope everyone on Lenegis is safe.
Worst comes to worst, Lenegis is equipped with a large number of starships that people can escape in. As long as the whole satellite doesn't suddenly explode or something, they should be fine.
Don't jinx it.
Wait, explode?
In any case, if we're truly going to make a difference, it's on Rena we're needed, not Lenegis. The people there will be fine, I'm sure of it.
Right.
Blammo. Sweet. Alright, Central? Yeah. Hey, we're back. I talked to the people, I learned the stuff. Crazy plot twists.
Do you have your answer for me?
We want to ask something first.
Answer
You're
this
asking us
pants
to fight
grab.
an entire planet. How exactly do you expect us to do that? You must have something up your sleeve, or else you wouldn't put us up to it.
The great astral spirit is an immense being, but its actual will does not run throughout its entire body.
Okay.
Rather, its will is derived from the core, which supports the rest of the body, and is where its strength is most densely concentrated.
Makes sense.
Therefore, if you destroy the core, the great spirit shall become unable to maintain sentience and return to being ordinary astral energy.
Okay.
And how are we supposed to destroy that core?
By using the Renus Alma.
Cool.
You will also need the assistance of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. They are our best tools for suppressing and controlling astral energy. Using their powers, the Maiden shall seal the great astral spirit within her body, and the Sovereign shall wield the power of the Renus Alma to destroy it.
We don't have to, like,
Hold on.
kill Shion, do we?
That sounds a lot like what Shion described before.
Yeah, killing herself to take out the thorns with her.
I don't like this plan.
She was actually right all along.
By my calculations, your powers combined should be sufficient to destroy
Captain
the great
Planet?
astral spirit and disperse its energy widely enough to make
He's a
it
hero, you
difficult
know.
to reform.
What will happen to the Maiden once we manage to beat the great astral spirit?
Any matter contained within the field of destruction shall be erased.
So it really will kill me.
Fuck.
This method is the most simple one available to destroy the great spirit.
Alright, but what if we find another one?
Reliable option.
You ever think of that?
What are our other options?
Yeah.
There is little reason to consider alternative courses of action.
No, 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 no.
I promised Shion that she wouldn't die. That we'd save the world without needing to sacrifice her.
Yeah.
We didn't fight this whole time just to give up on her at the very end. If there's any other way to take out the Great Spirit, I want to hear
What if Law kicks it really hard?
Fewest losses in preserving your world. Abandoning it is irrational.
No, shut up.
It is vital that you proceed with this plan. A part of Rena's great astral spirit already resides within her. 300 years ago, the Great Spirit descended upon Lenegis in an attempt to assume direct control of the spirit channeling ceremony. We have reason to believe the Great Spirit left part of itself behind, and that it now resides in the Maiden.
Which would make Alphen's earlier hypothesis correct.
That part inside the Maiden belongs to the core, and can be used by the great astral spirit to revive itself. So long as it remains, it will be all but impossible to fully eradicate the Great Spirit.
Well,
That is why it is
shit.
necessary for it to be vanquished only once it is whole. Without the Maiden's direct control over the Great Spirit, attacking it is futile and will only serve to strengthen it.
No.
Wait.
Uh-huh.
Naori said that the Renus Alma can suppress the self-realization of astral energy, and that the thorns could be neutralized by placing them in it.
Yeah.
If so, can't the same also be done to the Great Spirit, seeing as the thorns are simply part of it?
Well, can it?
Answer up,
It
Robo.
is true that the Renus Alma is capable of what you suggest, and could contain the great astral spirit.
Yes!
However, doing so requires fine control on the level of the spirit channeling ceremony. Considering that the Renus Alma was previously lost when that ceremony failed, I cannot allow it. Its uncertainty is simply too great.
What does that mean for us if you won't allow it?
Your starship will not be restored, and you will all be unable to leave here.
I guess he's got us there.
Why you?
Fine then. I'd rather stay here and rot than do it your way.
Damn.
Alphen?
Whatever we do, if we mess up, Dana's screwed. The Great Spirit will destroy it. If you're fine letting that happen, and we have nothing to gain either way, then I'd rather do nothing. We want to stop Dana from getting destroyed. We want to save it. But not if it means having to sacrifice one of us in the process. If all you're gonna do is sit back and watch us where it's safe, then quit ordering us around and shut up!
Yeah, tell him.
Alphen.
What you say is irrational. Be that as it may, I shall accede to your demand.
Yay!
You agree?
I am an observer. The Sovereign, Maiden, and Renis Alma are my species' greatest achievement. I wish to see how well they work against the Great Spirit in light of our demise by its hands.
But what are we supposed to do about the Renis Alma? One of your buddies ran off with it back on Lenegus.
Just punch him and take it back.
It is likely that the Renis Alma is with the Great Spirit, functioning as a catalyst for it to receive Dana's astral energy.
So our only option to retrieve it is to head straight for the Great Spirit and take it back?
Sounds like it.
According to my observations, the astral energy is most densely concentrated in the center of Rena, where the Great Spirit's core is located.
Makes sense.
So right in the middle of that giant flower then.
Cool.
I have one more question.
We're gonna be like a bee.
You said that Rena's great astral spirit is
or a
already
butterfly
integrated with the planet. What will happen to Rena once it vanishes?
Without the will of the Great Spirit, Rena is predicted to collapse. Even in such a scenario, the energy will disperse, and the Great Spirit will likely not reform.
So you're saying that
Maybe
even if we
even
manage to beat the Great Spirit without destroying
Moth.
it, we'll still be in danger?
Likely, the collapse will occur in stages. It is recommended that you all escape before the final stage.
Man, I wish that thing would tell it to us straight for once.
Havrek 35 and the others have gotten used to hypothesizing from
Mothra.
Fix our starship. We're going to Rena.
We.
Excellent.
But I want to make one thing clear. We're doing this for ourselves, to protect what matters to us. We're not doing it for your sake, or because you told us
Yeah,
to.
bitch.
Remember that.
Fuck you.
It matters little to me. The end result shall be the same.
Alright, tell yourself that, buddy.
Repair work on your starship has commenced. You'll have to wait until it's finished.
Man, is it too much to ask for Havrek 35 to talk like a normal person?
Yes.
I swear I can feel my brain starting to fry after listening to all that complicated stuff.
Don't worry. I think we're mostly done with him. Now all we have to do is rest up and wait. Once the Fall Knights is good to go again, we'll be taking off for Rena right away.
Forgot it was called the Fall
Rena's
Knights.
Alma really our only hope against the Great Spirit? There has to be another way, right?
Shion's Firemaster Core was able to suppress astral energy to prevent it from gaining sentience, right? Couldn't we make use of that somehow?
I'm not sure. In small doses, maybe. But with the amount of energy we're talking about here.
Back in Calaglia, the Blazing Sword was able to take in a whole spirit vessel's worth of energy. If it has the capacity to manage that, it can do this, right?
Except
Maybe.
after it absorbed the energy, it ended up releasing it all moments later. Remember?
True.
Let's not forget, it nearly killed you. Besides, this is the Great Spirit we're talking about, not a paltry vessel. Even if I could use the Master Core, your body wouldn't be able to take the strain of channeling that much energy.
Havrek 35 didn't mention it, and it did not seem the type to skimp on details. So assuming it's even possible, the chances are slim to none.
You're probably right.
I guess we'll find out when we get there. Hello. Take some time to return or repair the starship. We should get some rest. What you doing, Dohalim?
You still thinking about what the scientists told us? About where Renans really come from?
I am, but not for myself.
You're worried about the future of the Renan people.
The fact that our people have been the same this whole time will only give the Danans further reason to resent us.
But you still intend to confront this truth head on, don't you?
Well, I did declare that I would live my life for the living, and not the dead. Even as I dream of retirement, I shall remain dedicated to the cause.
I'm sure you'll do great.
Now that I think about it, I don't believe I've ever heard you criticize or reproach us Renans even once.
I'm no saint. I have skeletons in my closet too. There was definitely a time when I hated Renans for who they were. I hated them just for being Renan.
As do many
But
Dahnans.
you changed that, Dohalim. You gave me an opportunity to see them in a different light.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to your reforms, we were able to stand next to Renans not as slaves, but as equals for the first time in our lives. Of course, I'm sure there were some Renans who still hated us on the inside. But we knew that not all of you were like that. There were those of you who were good, and that was a start. When it comes down to it, Renans are just people.
Yeah.
They can be good or bad, just like Dahnans.
I mean, they're basically the same.
That is, in essence, the heart of your approach, isn't it? That we're all people.
Yeah, it is. When you can pull someone aside and talk to them one-on-one, then you have the chance to come to an understanding. But as soon as you stereotype, that chance goes away, and you stop thinking of them as people that you can relate to.
I understand what you're saying.
Very true.
But we're talking about massive numbers of Renans and Dahnans alike. Realistically speaking, surely they won't all be able to get along.
Oh. It's a slow process.
Even if we end up butting heads with one person, maybe we'll find better luck among their friends. If we can build a society that works like that, that'll be something worth nurturing and protecting.
So you wish for people to form real bonds and do away with the hierarchy outright? To deal with one another as humans, and nothing more? That's the ideal future you hope to see when this is all over?
Yes, I do. I think it would make for a fine tribute to my brother's legacy. Though, that said, I would be doing it for the people of the future first and foremost.
Children of the future.
Do you still plan to return to Lenegis when this is over?
Indeed I do. I don't know whether I'll be able to reside in Lenegis proper, however. My first order of business may be to find somewhere to live.
With
You'll always have a home in
Kisara.
Menancia, you know.
As I shall ever keep in mind.
Well, if you ever need a helping hand, don't hesitate to come get me. I'll always be there for you, Doe.
Huh.
Did you just... Never mind. Thank you, Kisara. I appreciate your patience as I work all this out.
Don't even mention it. And really, when you think about it, now that we know the two of us aren't so different after all...
Kiss.
Don't you think that brings down a barrier that used to be between us?
You know, I hadn't actually thought of it that way before. But I do like the sound of it.
Yeah, I think I do too.
No! Oh, we're just seeing all the couples
Hey, why'd you call me here? Was there something you wanted to talk about?
kiss.
Well, if everything we've heard about the Great Spirit is true, then we're getting close to our final battle. So I wanted to apologize while I can.
Apologize? For what?
For being a stinky doo-doo
I was
head.
being real stupid before. About whether Dana's will had been controlling us and all that.
Yeah, it's okay. You're always stupid.
I get why you're angry now. Anybody would be if something they trusted was being questioned. So, I'm sorry, Rinwell. Really. I should have kept my mouth shut.
No, Law. Honestly, I think you might have been onto something.
Huh?
Of course you were worried. Who wouldn't be if they found out there might be some invisible force pulling our strings this whole time?
Yeah, I mean, I see why he was worried.
But you really trust Dana's will, don't you? Is it because you can sense it a lot more than the rest of us? Because you can understand it?
Yeah, I think that might be part of it. But I think I also want to believe it's good.
Believe?
Remember how I used to really resent coming from a family of mages?
Don't
Yeah,
stop
of course. Because you were always on the
believing.
run and had to live in hiding.
When we rescued Zephyr and I finally decided to come along with you all, something changed inside me. It was the first time I felt like my powers had any meaning, even if that meaning was only helping you guys fight. Then, when I felt Dana's will, I was overwhelmed by how vast and warm it was. It made me want to believe my powers were made to connect with it. It made me believe I had a bigger purpose.
So that's why you hope it doesn't turn out to be bad. You almost need it to be kind.
Yeah.
Well, alright. Then I promise I'll lay off bad-mouthing it.
You will?
There's no way for me to know for sure one way or the other, right? But you trust it, Rinwell, and that's enough for me. So I'll trust it because you do.
I believe in the Rinwell that believes in Dana.
Remember what I said about neither planet's great spirit reaching us here?
Yeah?
That's not quite true. I can feel just a little bit of Rena's inside you and everyone else.
You... what?
I sensed it when we first got here. It's a really small amount, so it doesn't feel like it has a will of its own. But I think that's how Dana's energy probably is too.
So you're saying there's a little bit of Dana's will inside each of us? In a way, doesn't that mean we're all Dana's will?
What?
Well, like you said, unless Dana's energy comes together, it has no will. So if we all have
We're all Sora.
Dana's astral energy inside us.
Yeah. Maybe.
And also
I
Xehanort.
know the answer.
And
But
who knows what
you know what?
the master is? I don't even.
My will is my own.
We'll find out like 3 games from now.
That's who I am now. Who I've become.
Brightest day and darkest night.
So thanks, Rinwell, for sharing that with me.
13 Itos make an Ite.
Ah.
To be honest, the only reason I was suspicious of Dana's will, well, I mean, it mostly was... I feel like you and I had grown apart lately, and I was worried it was because...
Huh?
Never mind. Nothing. Just forget about it.
Just kiss already.
Saying? I don't remember saying anything.
Now you won't tell me what you were
No,
thinking?
that's not what I'm saying.
Then spit it out already.
Don't you fade to black. Fuck! Somebody kiss. Please.
You sure you don't want to get some rest?
I can't. I've got too much on my mind. Especially knowing how close our last battle is. How are you doing, Xion?
These two are the closest to having kissed, and
Same as you.
she
Still
literally
trying to
shocks the
absorb
shit out of him every time they touch.
Remember when
First thing is that we're gonna find out later that they did much more just off screen. I will.
Well, that feels like a lifetime ago.
I will
doesn't it?
riot.
Ages and ages ago. Everything that's happened since we first met. So many fights, so much chaos, so many wonderful people.
Chaos.
If I hadn't run into you that day, well, I wouldn't have met
I mean,
all
we're
of you.
basically on the space colony
I never
arc,
would have held the blazing sword or looked for something more.
sort of. I guess Lennigus is
wouldn't have
also
my
kind
memories
of
back.
that.
I'd still be a faceless slave, like as not long dead.
Maria.
Hey, Alphen. I want you to promise me something.
That you kiss when this is all over.
If we can't find the Renis Alma, there's something I want you to do. Like Hevrecht 35 said, the only way we can end the Great Spirit for good is to go after both the main body in Rena and the thorns in me.
Nope, not gonna do it. But we have to kill all the Chaos clones in Alphen Sovereign in order to keep continuity.
To destroy the Great Spirit.
True.
And me along with it.
Huh?
It's true the Blazing Sword may not have the strength of the Renis Alma. But it's taken us this far. It's slain lords and beasts. At the very least, it has to be worth a try.
You can't be serious.
I like the idea of calling him Alphen the Sovereign. You would call Sonic the Hedgehog.
It's a threat to our entire world. Renans and Danans alike. We don't know what's going to happen when we face it, but we need to be prepared for anything. We can't second guess ourselves when the time comes.
I know, but
I promise you, I'm not planning on going anywhere.
I just think
I'm
like
prepared to fight with absolutely everything I've got.
Tails. Oh wait, no, Tails is not. Well, I guess he sometimes is called Tails the Fox. You know what I mean?
I need you to be prepared too.
Knuckles the Echidna, Sonic the Hedgehog, Shadow the Hedgehog, Cream the Rabbit, Alphen the Sovereign. Okay. I don't know, it's silly. Miles, Tails per hour, yeah. He's the weird one.
I'm going to fight this until the very end.
Probably because they named him that before the naming convention was set in stone, because he showed up in the second game. Before we had Knuckles and all the others. Charmy the Bee.
Okay.
Vector the Crocodile.
And I'll forgive you.
Is it just Charmy Bee? I always call them Charmy the Bee.
So it's
but I wouldn't know. I don't know shit about Chaotix. Are you gonna kiss? Stop blue balling me.
I remember how I felt the first time you touched me.
I came. Now kiss me.
Thorns made any contact a mistake no one would ever make twice. After they'd seen what could happen,
I see.
Fear would always linger behind their eyes. In my entire life, I never had someone willingly reach out to me. But when you reached out to me and gently took my hand, you didn't react at all. It was so easy for you.
1, 2, 3, take my hand and come with me because you look so fine and I really want to make you mine. To call.
That's because I couldn't feel pain back
then. I mean, I would still call her to call the Echidna.
Even once you
Dude, fucking, I agree. That's what they should be doing right now. Amy Rose, also true. I didn't even think about that. She's weirder than Tails in that sense. Whoa!
But still, I hate having to see you suffer through it every time you do.
You won't have to worry about that for much longer.
You think so?
I do, because Shion,
Oh!
No. You can tell me once my thorns are gone.
You better. I better see that shit on screen. I will scream.
Yeah. Okay.
If it fades to black before he says it, I swear it. I want that shit the second that fucking thing dies. You guys better mooch like your lives depend on it.
We ready for this?
Well, we can escape the exploding planet first, but
can't stand around waiting all day.
Because the kisser, he just goes flying back. I mean, he basically would.
Defeat the Great Spirit and restore stability to both worlds.
We're fighting for a new future for both Dana and Rena.
He like gets sent to the other side of the room. His hair is all like fried and standing up.
That's a promise.
Then let's go. Everybody.
He just stays like that the rest of the game.
Last wall to tear down.
Repairs on your starship are complete. Everything is in working order.
Is that you, Hevrecht 35? You can see us from where
I think he can see everything.
I can.
In here,
I
at
can
least.
See anywhere within the bounds of Dake Faisal.
Yeah.
Sounds like someone's a peeping Tom.
Maybe we should give Hevrecht
More like a PP Tom, am I right, fellas? Heyo.
In this tiny facility for a very, very long time.
I have unlocked all functions on your starship. You can now make use of its warp drive.
Thanks. What?
Warp drive? Wait, you mean like what the Red Women used on us? What brought us here?
Watching everyone get close to making out.
The Red Women may have found a way to activate it on the
Yes.
starship. They are Helganquil,
Interesting.
after all.
Using the warp drive, you should be able to breach Rena's atmosphere without being detected.
Wait, should?
You'll need to be careful. Due to the force field surrounding Rena, the ship will be unable to go any further than the surface of the planet.
That's fair, I suppose.
Once we reach the shell, it appears we'll have to infiltrate the core by foot. Understood.
We gotta go all the way down.
Wouldn't be much of a final area otherwise, I suppose.
Will all the Helganquil go back to normal once we defeat the Great Spirit? I have a strange feeling we're going to have to fight them before this is all over.
Yeah. They'll probably be the mini
extinction of
boss.
my people is inevitable at this stage. As such, it would be illogical to risk the success of the mission in a vain attempt to save my kind.
We understand.
Can't that thing lighten up a bit? Everything it says seems to be about what's
It's a little
logical.
rude to call them that thing, but she's just doing it now.
Hold up. Did you just...
You heard the lady. Get going.
Oh
One
man.
last question. As Sovereign, your identification number indicates that you are well past your predicted life expectancy.
Yeah, I was in a cryo
Similarly,
thing.
The Maiden lacks any identification number, as her function should have been rendered unnecessary.
Don't call my girlfriend unnecessary.
Despite this, the two of you continue to exist. Why?
'Cause we're cool and we're gonna save the world. Fuck
We
you.
exist because others have entrusted this to us. Over the years, many people have come together and sworn to see this through to the end.
You mean it is because of multiple chance interactions? The likelihood of such events is statistically
Well, you know what?
improbable. Why have you two continued
That's how
to
stories
persist
work.
under these conditions?
It's hard to explain. To be honest, I don't think it's something an observer could understand. All right, time to get back on the Fall Knights.
Cool. Away we go. Off to Rena. Doopa doopa doo. Yeah. All right, Spock. Activate the warp drive.
It would appear that our Helganquil host really has fulfilled its end of the bargain.
You know what that means. Time to go to Rena.
I guess this means we should give that warp drive a spin.
Alien Robot Friend putting each couple in online compatibility quizzes. But they're just like the super basic ones where you just type in like their names and that's all it goes off of. It appears that Law and Rinwell are an 83% match. Oh, it's a hole. The big O. Whatever
There's nothing here.
this
Weird
was,
ocean we're surrounded by just
it's
stretches out
fucking
everywhere. Is
destroyed.
this really where the Helganquil come from?
Changes, adds a romantic bedroom setting in the ship. Just completely ignored.
This world is dead.
It swaps the bed out for like a heart-shaped one.
Then this must be the hollowing.
It's got like a little
You mean to tell me this
slot to
whole
put a
world,
quarter in that makes it
the
start
entire
vibrating.
ocean is that stuff?
And it's covering everything. The entire planet.
Yes, I think that is what this is.
This is what the Great Spirit does. After it depleted this planet of every last speck of astral energy, it went after Dana.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So arresting. This world of doom.
Back in its day, Rena was probably just as vibrant as Dana is.
Maybe even better.
But after being robbed of its astral energy for so long, those days are gone and past.
I mean, to be fair, Dana used to be better before they split
So
the
the Great Spirit took everything.
world
Stole
into
energy not
5
just from living
realms.
beings, but the land, the sea, everything.
And it bound the Helganquil in servitude until their whole world was nothing but this. And by the looks of it, that's how it remains to this day. A world of death and emptiness.
With nothing left here to consume, the Great Spirit turned its sights on Dana, looking for another host.
And if we don't stop, it'll probably find some other planet to suck the life out of.
If we don't stop it, this is what Dana's going to look like?
Assuming Dana actually
These few remaining remnants of
stays
Renan life
together.
will not be
Does just
spared in
crumble.
the end.
If the Oblivion and darkness both Shion and Naori saw
You're
comes to
saying
pass,
it pissed on the
nothing
moon?
will survive.
And we've only got
Looks like
24
we've found
hours
something
before the piss droplets hit the
Let's
Earth.
take a look.
Wow. Destroyed remnants. Rena. Here we go.
So this is Rena. This is where everything began. Yet it's a dead world?
The beginning and the end.
Same fate, ever.
Alpha and Omega Remnant. That is the thing you were mentioned before.
A hollowed ocean as far as the eye can see. What do you think would happen if we fell in?
Don't.
What do you mean, what would happen?
That or the Ruby World trigger.
Drown, wouldn't you?
Come to think of it, I don't believe I've heard of someone ever trying. Perhaps you'd like the glory of being the first?
Let's not do that, actually.
This is essentially a world-sized Renan graveyard. Are you proposing to disturb the dead slumber just to satisfy your curiosity, Law?
No, because I said I passed.
Taking an interest is understandable, but let's not forget where we are. This place deserves our respect.
Looks like we're not going to be hearing the end of this one for a while.
I like that they're lecturing
I
him
was already snorkeling in it or something.
when he's like, I don't want to actually do it, guys.
So the idea is to seal the Great Spirit inside the Renaissance using the Sovereign and Maiden's power. But just how do we do that?
I have no fucking idea.
It won't be as easy as holding a spirit channeling ceremony.
He
at
just
our
can't
leisure.
win. He really can't.
I already had wielded astral energy once 3 centuries ago. As for
I
suppressing
mean, you
her
did it
thoughts,
like,
Shion's had a lifetime's experience.
what, like a few months
The
ago?
problem isn't just our enemy's strength.
When we broke out of Calaglia?
And you can bet anything you like, it's not going to just sit back and let us destroy it.
In other words, we need to find some way to weaken it in advance. The Great Spirit, that is.
Back when Shion's thorns flew out of control, we were able to deal with them directly. If this is their host, they should be even more corporeal here.
If that's the
Let's hope
case,
so.
it should make them easier to attack at least. And if we can manage to divert enough energy away from the spirit's core, even temporarily,
We might just be able to weaken it enough to steal the Renaissance, which we can then use to seal it away forever. It won't be easy, but it's our only shot. Time to buckle up. Question for you. Let's say, knock on wood, everything turns out for the best.
Uh-huh.
What'll the world be like? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of this, do you really think everything will be that different?
A lot will have to change, that's for sure. The world will have to adjust to so much. My only worry is if those changes turn out to be merely skin deep.
what do you mean?
It's well and good putting an end to Renan rule. But if it just turns the tables, it's all for naught.
That's true. Just as bad if the Danans started pressing their own.
Or if the Danans started pressing the Renans.
Astral art users, mages. The world is full of labels used to divide and separate people.
Yep.
If only we could see differences like that for what they are. No different to someone having a musical talent or being good with their hands. Not differences so much as characteristics.
It will take someone in power to set an example. But with time, people will follow. And then, perhaps one day...
There will no longer be any need for the example. It will have become second nature.
That's where
we can hope, I
We
suppose.
can set the example. Imagine it. A world where magic and astral
That is
arts
the
are used to
inevitable
help
ideal.
people, where that's the norm rather than the exception.
Yeah, you're right, Rinwell. Why wait for somebody else?
Huh.
We can show them ourselves.
Be the change you want to see. Alright, let's start going. I don't like that there's just a bunch of teleporty thingies. That implies that, we're gonna be running all over the place. I guess we'll see.
Looks like we've warped into that pit of astral energy.
I wonder what Helganquil's civilization was like at its zenith.
I can imagine that'd be something you'd take an interest in.
There's no question it must have been advanced, like none either world has ever seen. We could surely stand to learn a thing or two from such a people.
I get that you're itching to delve into its history, but we've got bigger fish to fry right now.
Put a pin in it, and you can do all the research you want when you retire.
I can think of worse things than a retirement dedicated to research. As for whether
Yeah, I
Rena
feel
is
like it's
amenable
good to
a magic
have
specimen,
something you're gonna do after you
Early to be giving
retire.
it serious thought just yet.
a man can dream though. A man
I mean,
can
I'll just
dream.
keep streaming, so.
We didn't say there's anything wrong with dreaming.
In your case, Dohalim, dreams have a habit of spiraling into something else.
You'll need to stay with us for now, though. You're too helpful to let retire.
Why do I feel this is less of a compliment and more of an ultimatum?
Just a friendly suggestion.
Go.
Hey! Hey, I just realized something!
Huh?
Is this about dinner last night? I didn't realize the ingredients were off.
What did you do?
No! I mean, wait, you fed us rotten food?
Rinwell, the point.
We're gonna get back to that later.
Oh, yeah, right. So I was thinking about those armored soldiers we've seen. There are regular Renans inside them, right?
Yeah, they're designed to make whoever's wearing them stronger. At least, I think that's the idea.
Right. So it kind of begs the question then, why are they made so huge?
I don't know, makes them more intimidating, I guess? Or maybe all that tech wizardry inside takes up a lot of space.
You don't think it's weird how the armored soldiers are the exact same
Oh,
height
no.
as Helganquil?
Can't say I'd ever noticed it till now. And?
Connect the dots, Law!
Okay, let me get this straight. You think the armored suits might have originally been designed to allow Renans to work alongside the Helganquil?
Maybe.
Huh. But if that's true...
Wouldn't be that
would
crazy,
that
I
mean?
suppose.
It would mean... just that, I guess. But still, don't you think it's kind of interesting?
Yeah.
Not hugely. Hey, Kisara, well, I've got you. What's on tonight's menu? Because I was thinking maybe meat.
Get him, Hoodle.
Oh my god. No!
Oh, what did I do?
Oh, now you want to listen. Keep pecking, Hoodle.
Oh my god.
Ow, ow! Seriously,
That was
what the
amazing.
hell?
Get him, Hoodle. You crazy kids. Ah! Not the red.
Helganquil!
Guess they don't need their Red Woman disguises anymore.
I mean, no. Not really.
Wait, can you understand us?
It's no use. We're not going to get through to them.
They're definitely
So we
being
really are
controlled
being
here.
controlled. In that case, we've got no
They're being
choice.
controlled on Linegus, then there's no way they're not fully controlled here. Only, oh shit, there's 6 of them. Oh god, that's a lot of motherfuckers. Ah! Help, 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 help!
Leave the enemy's arc.
Whoa! Punch!
No complaints here.
Okay. These are definitely weaker than the ones we fought as bosses. So that's good at least.
Look sharp.
Oh! Nice. Get him! Ow. Go, 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 go! Die! No! Oh, these cast. Of course they do. But they're not strong enough for me to care.
This one's got your name on it.
Benediction light.
Not a chance.
I'm on a roll.
You fight better at a distance. The further away, the better. You and I both.
Do it. In an instant.
Impact cross! Yeah!
Like a finely timed waltz.
Hold on now.
Cool.
Alphen.
I can't forgive them for what they've done,
Mhm.
but I hate killing them. They don't even know why they're fighting. How does that even make them any different from the Danan slaves?
Perhaps. However, if we don't make a choice, the guilt of not doing anything will be that much worse.
Yeah, I know. I hate for it to be like this. But if it happens again, you won't find me hesitating to act.
I wonder if we're going to get attacked again.
Yes.
We lose heart now. This whole mission is over. We have to stay the course.
Hello. I want what's in here. What's... Oh, there's a thing. I didn't even see it.
There'd be more dirt and rocks and stuff underneath the hollowed ocean, but it's all artificial.
I would imagine they're remnants left behind by the Helganquil, seeing as there's little actual land remaining.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible.
The last
Stretches all the way down
remnants
to the center of the planet.
Hey, these guys built Lenegis,
their
remember?
civilization.
They probably did this in a weekend.
If they had the power to create things like this, did they really only use those immense capabilities to serve the Great Spirit? Or rather, was that the only use the Great Spirit let them use their capabilities for?
That is, I think, the
We
answer.
haven't seen anyone here except Helganquil. Looks like this place really is their home planet.
I mean, would anyone else want to live here?
Of Rena. What a shame that they have become nothing more than puppets to the Great Spirit.
I think you'd have to be a puppet to want to stick around.
They had the potential to be great indeed.
Do you think we could have got along with them? You know, if we had met under different circumstances.
I mean, probably.
Like all of us, you mean? I suppose it's difficult to say for sure. We don't even know if they would see us as being on an equal level with them or not.
I think we may have had the chance once, before the Renan Great Spirit came along and changed everything.
You and Alphen both share an optimism. A strong willingness to believe in hope.
Do you think that's foolish?
On the contrary, I should like to take a leaf from your book myself. In Tragedy's Aftermath, hope is all we have.
Just look at the size of that thing. The Helganquil's technology certainly is impressive. And they don't seem to do things by halves either. In the past 300 years. Oh, even before that. Just how many people, Renan or Danan, do you think have ever seen this?
Regarding the past 3 centuries at least, I'd say there's a good chance that we're the first. Also, while I get that it's impressive and all, I'm just amazed you're still standing around gawping at it at a time like this. Sometimes I wonder about your priorities.
I mean,
I can understand where he's coming from. More to the point, does
a year
anyone know
ago
where
he
it
was
leads?
slave with
What do you mean where it leads?
zero memories, so I kind of get it.
And that doesn't strike you as sounding just a little bit, oh, I don't know, far? There has to be a quicker way to get
Punch
there,
through the
right?
floor, Law.
With all this technology at their fingertips, it seems pretty unlikely that they'd make that kind of journey on foot. There must be some kind of device somewhere. Let's see if we can figure out how to use it.
Borrow one of their contraptions? You're either brave or out of your mind.
If it works for them, there's no reason it wouldn't for us. Why make things harder for ourselves?
You know what he's like, Law. Once he gets an idea in his head, there's no talking him out of it.
I feel like if the I can't even remember what they're called now. Wait, oh shit. The whatever the heck these guys, if they hadn't been turned evil by the spirit or whatever, they would have been kind of like the Morphus from Star Ocean Last Hope.
Is this a dead end?
It appears this whole
It looks
room
like an
functions as
elevator.
elevator.
Okay, I'm not
That
crazy. Cool.
apparatus there is likely what's used to control it.
Yeah, like Bacchus and them.
I wonder how the Renans avoided being mind-controlled like the Helganquil. Do you think it might have something to do with the fact that they were originally Danans?
I'd say it's likely, which is pretty ironic when you think about it.
Ironic?
The Renans have committed grave injustices against the Danans. But it was all of their own volition, not because they were being controlled. Now, it turns out they themselves were once Danans too.
Which must mean that the root of their evil isn't the Great Spirit, but something inherent in all of us. Our free will.
Now hang on, though. It was that same free will that allowed Shion and Dohalim to choose to fight alongside us. Without it, we wouldn't have been able to beat hatred and forge all those connections we've made. Free will is what saved us, right?
Law's entirely right. In any case, it certainly can't hurt to look on the bright side every now and then.
Yeah. Where there's hope, there's a way.
There's a woolly mammoth.
He said, without a doubt.
You know, I just thought about it, but there's probably not any owls here, but it would be kind of funny if there were. Anyway, cool. Let's go. We're gonna get yep.
What the? Where did they come
I was just about to say, I wonder if we're gonna get attacked on the elevator.
I shall ensure you survive this.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of airborne stuff, ain't it?
Let me handle this one. So sorry to disappoint you.
What? What? Da 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 da. I was hoping to strike it, but okay, sure.
Keep calm and take them down.
Oh, yeah. There's Hootle. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Oh my god. How did Hootle get up here? No, but it would be like if there were actual like lost owls here, it'd be weird. Also, I assume we can't like leave. Like once we got on the ship and got taken to the last place, I assume that was like it for going back for stuff. Which is fine by me, but for people who like the 100% stuff, I feel like you know. They don't have collectibles. Yeah. I feel like it's preferable though. Like, it's annoying when you can you can only do a place once, and it has a bunch of missable collectibles. At least in my opinion. Even as someone who doesn't do that, it would just be annoying. I don't know. That's true, yeah. Because that's pretty linear, and there's not really much to miss.
As impressive as always.
Here I hope there wasn't proof.
No, I mean, you're even better.
Are there any like chests you can miss there? Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I think that's the way to do it. Don't have missable stuff. It's just kind of lame. And it's like an area you can only do once. Nice. I forgot I could do that actually. Hey, cool. Anything else? Come on. Shoot it. Ooh, we haven't seen this for a sec. Sweet. Oh, they never end. 3 blast bees and a chaotic figure. Classic. How many fucking groups do I have to fight through? Wow. Yo. More blast bees. The blast bees have the same color scheme as the fruit in the Dark Shepherd. Goofy's shield toss can hit and interrupt Xigbar's first person attack. Really? I didn't know that. Right. I wonder if that's in the well, no, because I imagine the speedrun would probably skip the first person attack, since I think that's his desperation move. So if it's possible to skip, it would probably just skip it altogether. But I guess it could be like a backup strategy, maybe. I don't know. Speedruns are weird. Sometimes they do the weirdest things that you wouldn't even think to do. Like things that are useful in casual playthrough are sometimes not helpful at all. But that is kind of something to think about, because there are a lot of strategies that, like, kind of why I wish more speedrunners didn't reset, and they didn't. I wish more speedrunners didn't do reset runs. Which is kind of what I like about stuff like speedruns done quick and is that they can't just reset. So you get to see backup strats and stuff. Hey, we finally did it.
With this, I can become even stronger.
Even in such a harsh environment as this, there are still creatures here?
You think they're native to Rena? Or could they be Zoogle somehow?
Mm.
Whatever they are, they're dangerous. Watch yourselves around.
I think that they wanted to have enemies other than the fucking red dudes here. So they just made stronger versions. I think that's the real answer, but you know. Alright, I'm gonna go in here and we're gonna, if it doesn't immediately activate a cutscene.
You think that pit stretches all the way to Rena's core?
Alright.
If that's true,
Lovely.
and if we go down, we should find the Great Spirit at the bottom.
We could get there even faster if we simply jump down instead.
You sound alarmingly serious when you say
See, Dohalim. Dohalim knows what's up. That's my thought process. Anyway. I'm gonna stop here because I have no idea. We could have like 4 hours left. We could have like an hour. But also, B, I don't want to get stuck in like a cutscene or something. And if we're about to do a long ass area full of fighting and or trying to skip as many fights as possible, seems like a good place to stop. So either way, we will finish the rest of the game on Sunday. I'm gonna lost all sense of time and narrative progression lately. Yeah, the everything past beating Volron really just kind of was like all over the place. We're either just doing like these long, like hour-long sections of fighting and 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 fighting, or it's just like 45 minutes of cutscenes. And I don't know, something about the pacing of the game past the fight with Volron has just been really wacky. I don't know. It feels like it should have been the alternate Earth and Star Ocean. What even, like, that really felt like it was gonna have more of a payoff than it did. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. It feels like this game was supposed to be 60 hours, a 60-hour game, and it ended up being a 40-hour one. So either way. Yeah, we'll stop here for today. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Oh yeah, I was gonna use a thingy real quick. Surely things will pay off. Surely the ending won't just kind of happen 2 hours into next stream, right? I don't know. The journey was fairly fun, even if the destination ends up kind of sucking. It feels like yeah, I think it's probably comparable to Fantasia, which is not like great because Fantasia was the first game in the series. So seeing the newest game in the series kind of I mean, it's not that like a game has to be long to have a good story. It's just that it feels like the story past a certain point got condensed heavily, which is weird. I don't know what happened. Like, we got 36 hours of playtime out of our 40-hour game, so like we're there. We're at the end. Like that, the Great Spirit is at the bottom. We're gonna go fight him, them, her, she, it. And then we're gonna have like 30 minutes to an hour of cutscenes after beating it to wrap things up. So, like, this is it. Like, undeniably so. I don't know. I mean, I felt like the last good like chunk of Fantasia also had a similar problem. Then we go Super Alpha to take out the Bio-Lizard. Exactly. Yeah. Super Alpha and Super Shion are gonna fight the Bio-Lizard and stop it from crashing into Dana. But yeah. I don't know. Fantasia story wasn't the best, but it was also a SNES game and the first in its, you know, the series, and it still had like a very fun story and cast of characters along the way. But it's no Fantasia, or it's no Symphonia or Berseria or Vesperia. That's for sure. I think that this game is probably going to be I think I said this already, it's going to be slightly above Fantasia on like the list of games I've beaten, which is going to feel kind of weird considering that this is like the newest one. But anyway, it's whatever. I mean, it's still a fun game. All the Tales games so far have been fun. It's just, you know, there was a part of me that would have assumed that the newest game would have at least been comparable to, you know, Symphonia, if not, you know, Vesperia and Berseria. But it did. New doesn't mean better, you know. I have learned that across the many games we played, so. BioLizard, I mean, there was that thing going around about how they're gonna show some character at the end of the next movie that's going to be like a big thing, and they're interested about seeing who people guess. So I mean, I guess they could show the BioLizard. That could be the after credits moment, is that they hint at the BioLizard being a thing. We'll see, I guess. I don't know. Sweeping shot over a beach resort. Is it like Adventure 1? Oh my god, wait, is that like a canon thing? Like it's from the official account, or is it like just a fan thing someone made? Oh, dang. I would love it if Big ends up becoming canon. At this point, I just feel like they need to just start like, if it was Big, if the character they introduce is Big or Amy or BioLizard, I'll jump out of my seat. If it's anyone else, well, no, because it could be Rouge, and that would be fun. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of characters in Sonic. If the movie series is going to continue, then they need to just start throwing in like all the characters. Like the longer the series goes on, you know, every movie needs to have at least one new character. And honestly, at this point, they may as well start adding 2 or 3 per movie, if you ask me. That's just me. I don't know. Whatever. We'll see. A Team Rose short series. That is true. They could start using the short series, or just series in general, like giving characters their own series before they get introduced in the movies, instead of having to have a whole movie dedicated to introducing this new character. I'd be fine with that personally. Series fucking shows Iblis in a backstory. Really? Huh. That's fun. I guess I'll get to that whenever I watch that. It's probably gonna be Silver or Blaze. Probably Silver would probably be, but I really want, like, I want the adventure characters that I grew up with to come in alongside Shadow, like Rouge and Amy and Big and Gamma. So, you know, that's just me. Because I grew up, those are like the most, even though 2 was the first Sonic game I played when I was a kid, the adventure games are the ones I'm the most nostalgic for. Because I played them in my GameCube era from when I was like, what, like 7 or 8. Basically, from 7 or 8 until the rest of my life. They're going to replace Gamma entirely with Omega. No! They're not allowed. Gamma has to have his own thing. They can introduce Omega later. We have to have Gamma. It's fucking I will riot, I will scream, I will kick and roll around on the ground and get fairy glitter all over the place, we gotta have Gamma and Omega separately, but we gotta have Gamma. Sure. They have Gamma at the end of whenever it's shown that he's free of Eggman, he rebuilds himself. Maybe. Depends on how they do it. They can be the same character if they do it properly, but we gotta have both. I would rather they be separate characters personally, but again, depends on how they do it. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna have to see the third movie and the Knuckles show and what they do from there. But yeah, anyway, I just want the adventure characters to be relevant because that's what I'm nostalgic for. And if they're doing Shadow, I would like to think that the adventure era is going to be particularly relevant. Oh yeah, I'm just honestly, I was just gonna wait until we did like a Knuckles watch along, either in Dawn's thing or in somewhere. Unless you already did it and I missed it, I guess it's possible. I might have missed it. Because if I did, then I don't know. Maybe we'll do it. Movie night and the show. Yeah. If we didn't do it in the Dawn Court, oh, okay. Yeah. Right, because you and Dawn did watch it together. Yeah. You did mention that. I'll wait. If the third movie is like, if the third movie comes out, I might do like a watch along of it in my Discord. But if it doesn't happen in the Dawn Court before the third movie comes out, we'll do it in my Discord. Just so I can like get caught up, and then I'll watch the third movie at some point. Either I'll rent it and we'll watch it in my Discord or something. Or we'll do it in the Dawn Court. We'll see. Anyway, we'll worry about that later. But yeah, so we're gonna read some Nintendo Power tomorrow. We're gonna finish this game Sunday. Then we're probably gonna start Sam & Max unless this game takes 4+ hours to finish, which I don't think it will. I mean, it could take 4 hours, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. It really depends on how many cutscenes there are, because the thing about like is I finish RPGs at a good pace, but when it comes to newer games, because there's voiced cutscenes that we sit through, it's harder to like beat them super fast. Because I want to sit through the cutscenes. I don't want to like skip them or whatever. Especially with Tales games, because they do all the skits and stuff. So I don't know. It'll probably take us like 3 to 4 hours. If we beat it in under 3 hours on Sunday, we'll start Sam & Max. If not, it'll depend on how I feel and how long it takes us to beat it and all that jazz. We're definitely going to beat Sam & Max in 2 streams tops. It just depends on like how quickly I get through Sam & Max. I'll set aside 2 streams for it to be safe. That way we don't have to feel like we're rushing through it or anything. And then I think we're starting Digimon Cyber Sleuth after Sam & Max, so we might start that next week. But also we might be doing, not this Sunday, but the next Sunday, we might be doing another collab with V, Burner, and Lena. But this time we'll actually be playing Mario Party 2. We'll be playing the Pirate Land, because I would like to go through all the boards. I might also be doing a thing with the next Homestuck thing with Dawn next week, but I'll have to figure out, what all I'm doing, because I definitely want to do all of Sam & Max next week, which means we have to set aside 2 streams for that. So what I might do is I might set aside 2 streams for Sam & Max, 1 stream with Dawn if he's down for it and he's like back in town and like settled in and stuff. collab with V, Burner, and Lena, so long as everyone can make it on that Sunday. And then I think what I'll probably do is if we do manage to beat Cinemax in one stream without me having to rush through it, then we'll probably do some Nintendo Power in place of the second stream. But anyway, for the rest of this week, Nintendo Power tomorrow. Beating this game on Sunday. That's for sure. Gonna happen. So anyway, speaking of Lena, we're gonna go raid Lena. They're doing some art, so it should be pretty chill. And that is it from me. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you guys hanging out and stuff, especially during these more like cutscene heavy streams where I can't be like, woohoo, wacky streamer. I think it's fun, but I stream what I want to stream. I like these super story heavy games. I am aware that they're not as entertaining for some people. Some people want to see, you know, games where streamer gets to be silly the whole time. But I appreciate that you guys like watching me play through RPGs. Golf. Yes, that's what I meant to say. Go follow Ringo. My RT's very cool, very epic. There's the raid message. Knifing already posted it. The Discord is also now it should work. Let me double check. Yes, it works. That is now the only way to join the Discord. So I'm going to try to remember to start doing that at the end of stream, because that'll stop or that should stop bots and stuff from joining the Discord. I'm saving so much time golfing. Golf is fun. I like to think that if we ever, anytime we have Mario Party streams planned in the future and it doesn't work out for some reason, we could just golf instead or whatever. Anyway, but yeah, I do want to play through all of Mario Party with that group. And also we do have to get back to doing more Monster Prom in the future, but also there's so many achievements in Monster Prom that we might get to a point where like sometimes we're just not going to be able to have Shumi and Nemo join us. We might replace them with Poochie. I think Poochie owns Monster Prom. Or just other people, or some streams we just might not have a full group of 4. We do need to get back to that at some point, because I know V wants to get all the achievements in all the Monster Prom games. And yeah, so I don't know, I might talk to V about like maybe trying to do at least one a month. Whatever, we'll see. Lots of collab stuff, I guess, to look forward to. I don't know, potentially at least one collab next week, if either Dawn or Lena, Burner, and V, or both preferably. We should be good in that regard. So long as something doesn't come up. A lot of V on the channel potentially. Actually, to be fair, the Mario Party things are gonna be, we're gonna be doing the thing where we like combine the chats. So my chat will basically get completely eradicated because V's chat's gonna be big, unless just like no one shows up to collabs for some reason. I don't know. I know some people don't like collab stuff, to be fair. He's just blank whenever it's a birthday stream. I mean, it kind of does, I guess, because we usually do like try to do collab streams on that person's channel if they're down for it. And now that we've got Way streaming, I guess it. Thank you, Afro. Yeah, it's true, because we share mods now. Whenever we do the combined thing, which is useful. That is my favorite part of that, actually. So I trust Burner and V and Lena's mods all to help out. To be fair, all my mods are just friends, members, so but I to be fair, I don't really look at chat as much during collabs either. Yeah, Furnace mods are all cool. Anyway, like I said, we're gonna go raid Lena. I'm gonna wrap up. I figured I didn't need to like immediately wrap up since we were kind of stopping the game a little early. But yeah. Cool. Anyway, I'm gonna stop here. So I'm gonna raid Lena. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for coming out. Have a good day, good night, whatever it is for you, and I will see you in the next stream.